And all Americans, all they're doing is crying and confessing and complaining. A bunch of fucking pussies. Fuck them.
Alright, welcome to BDA Boxing, the boxing debate arena. This is your special host, King Bucho, and as you know, with me, it's a different show. It's a more, let's say, wild show. You can put it that way. I'm not like Mr. BDA who can fucking do it on his own, so if you guys want to join the panel, please do so as soon as possible. Or else I'll just go on a fucking rant. So yeah, John Gonzalez, if you want to join. Chris Gonzalez, what up? Aiden Morrison, of course, one of our loyals. Well, you're all loyals anyway. Always there. Am I sounding okay or do I sound like shit? Well, I always sound like shit, but you know what I mean. I don't want to talk about Lara against Hurd. I mean, we talked a lot about it. I think it's enough. Hold on, let me get close to the mic. Yeah, I don't want to talk about Lara against Hurd. We've done that a long time. Yeah, it was an exciting fight. But, I mean, Lara's old as fuck. I mean, a lot of people are giving credit to Lara because, oh, he showed a lot of heart. He showed heart. Like, there's a lot of boxers with heart and nobody gives a fuck. Come on. Lara should have showed us what he always shows us, right? Stick and move. Slickness. Didn't show that. But he showed some heart, so... Bravo, man. I mean, good for him. After all those joints he stuck up. Finally put on a decent performance worthy of remembrance. Sup, Hamed? Yeah, I'm going solo unless people want to join me, and I would advise you to please join me. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, Lara showed some heart. Okay, fine. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. What do you want? A fucking... He's going to the Hall of Fame now because he fought her like that? Trying to fight on the inside, something he's not good at all. Now people are gonna say you don't give credit, you don't give Jared Hurd any credit, you don't give Jared Hurd. I'm giving him credit, and fuck, I like Jared Hurd. He's calling everyone out. I mean, he doesn't want to be on that PBC protection program. You know, he actually wants to fight the best. I heard he called out Golovkin. I'm not sure if that's true, but if he did, then fucking bravo, man. I like Jared Hurd, man. He's exciting to watch. Yes, he's not the most technical fighter out there, but so what? I mean, this guy comes to fight. Uh, and he wants to fight Charlo. That's great, man. Finally, we're gonna get a 154 unification, a unified champion. Yeah, I know it's late, Hamed, but if you can make it, I would appreciate it. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna text Stu. Probably sleeping now, but I mean, come on. Stu is a monster, man. When he goes on his rants, fucking Stu's funny as hell, man. I think he knows his stuff. Let's see if he's not sleeping. Let's see. Okay, I'm texting Stu right now. He's on Skype. Probably won't answer. Should have texted him early, but I'm doing this out of fucking nowhere, like randomly, so it was unexpected. But like I told Mr. BDA, man, we have to start making more podcasts like every day. If we wanna go, if we wanna make this, I mean, if we wanna take this seriously, then we really gotta do it more often. Alright, let's go to the comment section here. King Bucho gonna be catching the rabbit. I don't know what that means. Heart doesn't win fights. Exactly, Aiden. I'm just saying that these people that are crying over crying over Lara's performance. Like, oh my god, it was so amazing. All right, yes, it was, but fuck, why was he fighting like that? What's wrong with him? Well, he really thought he was gonna beat Lara-Hurd fighting like that. And like Precise Punch, you said, like, it's true. Lara showed us some improvement because last time he fought like that against, or similarly against Perro Angulo, man, he almost got knocked the fuck out. And this time he fought an even bigger guy. He fought like a super middleweight and managed to go 12 rounds. So, fuck, man. Yo, Michael Stott in the house. What is that? YTBC. Let's see what this is.
Hey, what's happening?
Oh, it's your video.
Happy Monday, YTBC. This is Michael Stott here checking in with the boxing family. Those of you out.
You have to. It's not the boxing family. It's you have to give a shout out to the LDPC first.
Out there that are keeping in tune to what's going on, let me know. Because I like to know. I like to talk to you. So, thanks to Alicia, you know.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna play it on the other browser. What's up, Boxing Fairy Tale? What's up, the Fight Scout? No shout out to the OBC. Who's the OBC? MGTOWs? God, let us never mention MGTOW again, or they're gonna show up again. Fuck, they're gonna invade the stream, the live stream. Ahmed says today would be a funny day if Low Place came on. Just kidding. I know you're kidding. Listen, we had a vote, and I have to respect the vote. It's funny. I don't want to talk about Low Place, man. I don't want to talk about Low Place. I'm just gonna go on a rant. Just one thing. He says that, oh, we're afraid of debating him. We debated this guy for months. And why would it be? It's afraid of what? Like, seriously. And he was here the whole time, and we never fucking kicked him out for months. It's only when people started complaining that Mr. BDA and I had to talk about it. Like, what do we do? I mean, do we sacrifice? Do we keep Low Place, or do we suffer the consequences of an angry mob? They're gonna fucking start unsubscribing and not coming to the show. So it's like, man, you know, we have to make a decision, and we put it to a vote. People decided that they didn't want him around, and that's what we did. We can't fucking break the rules or change the rules now. But he takes it as his, oh, you couldn't fucking beat me in a debate, that's why you kicked me out. Get out of here, man. I just explained it to you. Pretty simple how everything transpired and why it transpired the way it did. Let's see what people are saying. Chris Gonzalez, the MGTOW fiasco. Yeah, that show went pretty fucked up, man. Like, pretty bad. We were on the Second Renaissance, our other channel, and then Mr. BDA goes like, "Well, let's talk about MGTOW." Oh, no, actually, it was Precise Puncher who gave us the idea to talk about the MGTOWs, and we went along with it. And then Mr. BDA has a bright idea to put hashtag MGTOW on the video title. Then we started attracting all these MGTOW people, fucking getting angry at us. I know it was a joke, Ahmed. So then we get all these MGTOW people on our show and complaining that we're not talking about what MGTOW really means and what the MGTOW philosophy is all about. Like, what the fuck? We don't know what the MGTOW is all. I mean, we want to discuss what MGTOW is based on the research that we've been doing on the internet, but we weren't talking bad about the MGTOWs. Anyways, it was a fucked up show, man. Anyways, let's talk boxing. This is a boxing show. So yeah, I'm debating this guy. I'm debating this guy on. Oh wait, Michael, are you there? Michael, are you there? Michael. Anyways.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm listening to the live show.
Let me play your intro. Oh, here we go.
Reverse me.
Oh shit.
I'm on the rooftop of my apartment, guys. Exclusive report I got.
That's your intro. You better like it.
Nice.
Anyways, are you on the rooftop of your apartment?
Second story.
Man. Anyways, I was gonna talk about this guy on Twitter, man. So, because some people are saying that Lara fought Mexican style against her, and I disagree because, I mean, just because Lara was trying to fight on the inside, he wasn't even that good at it. All
I
of a
kind of
sudden,
saw
people
him
are
doing the
saying,
same kind of routine he usually kind of does.
yeah, but that's not Mexican style. That's what I'm saying. And then
Yeah, yeah.
people, yeah, and so people going, oh, that's Mexican style. So I went on Twitter and I wrote that that's not Mexican style, blah blah blah. And so I said, the people that are saying that Lara fought Mexican style are the same people that are crying when Abel Sanchez says that black style of boxing is just running and it's a boring style or something like that. Then this guy gets pissed off at me. I'm a racist. Uh, I don't that he claims that I only criticize the LDPC. I should criticize other people. And I'm like, okay, name me a group that is similar to the LDPC that is based around racial issues. He couldn't name me another group. He couldn't. He was evading the question. He's like, "Oh, just pick any group. You can do the same with any group." I'm like, there isn't another goddamn fucking group that is similar to the LDBC, and that is a fact. Show me another group that's similar to the LDBC. You can't.
Well, the
And
only
if there
ones they
is, I will
point to is
criticize
like
it.
ours, the YTBC, and
See
because
that?
we kind of defend European boxers, but
Yeah,
like
but
they think it's because it's racially motivated, but it's more like just being honest about boxing.
exactly. It's honest. If I wasn't honest, I would be defending Canelo because I'm Mexican. I would be all over Canelo, defending him, but I'm not because I don't want to be. See, if you are biased, then you can cry about biases later on. So the best route to take is not to be biased and be just what's the word I'm looking for? Be honest.
Yeah, because they're gonna eat their own, like you're saying. Yeah, if they stand by a certain like standard, and then later on it's they're another fighter that's Mexican
Yeah.
does something that they were against before or something, they'll
Yeah, they have
change
to live
their
by that standard later on.
yeah.
So that's why I don't want to live that way, fucking lying and nah, nah.
I mean, I'm always been a fan of come forward, aggressive, who throws the most punches with the most effectiveness, and like that kind of thing. I know some people kind of don't really care about that, but that's just what I like, you
Yeah,
know.
me too. But I'm not gonna defend these people. Like, if one of my favorite boxers loses a fight, I'm not gonna lie to myself and lie to everybody and say like, no, I think he won the fight. Oh, he lost the fight because people the judges are racist or I don't know what the fuck these people come up with. I'm not gonna make excuses.
Yeah, yeah, that's what
Anyways,
they say we do though.
yeah, well, they have to prove it, and I can
When
have
when
tons of
Kovalev
proof.
loses, it's an excuse.
Yeah, but I mean, they have to prove it. Like I asked the guy, name me another group like the LDBC. He couldn't come up with any group. There isn't. I don't think there is.
Well,
And
I mean,
show me
yeah,
proof.
not really. I mean, the only one they really called out like that was like either Thunderdome or Precise, but
Exactly. They always come up with these two people. They always name
right.
me two people. Oh, Precise and Thunderdome. Like, I can name you like 50 fucking LDBC channels that spew the same garbage, man.
I remember when I was like kind of cool with Travis Gotti a long time ago. Like he used to always talk about how like Sean Newton's this huge racist, and I didn't really know where he was coming with that, but he would like be like, oh, there's like subtle things he does, like he's a white
Subtle,
supremacist,
yeah. When they
and
don't
I
have
don't know
arguments, they go
where
like,
they
"Oh,
got
he's
that.
a secret racist. Like you can't see it, but he's a racist." So then everybody could be a racist. Everybody could be labeled a racist, a hidden racist, whatever that means, because they're not really
But then
showing
like
the
I don't.
racism.
Yeah, like if but then again, when you talk about what Abel Sanchez said, he's talking about a cultural style of boxing maybe came from a certain region or a certain culture of people. Like yeah, like it's kind of a fact that maybe it's a certain style that exists and it originated from a certain group of people, but maybe he's right. Like it's not popular amongst, pay-per-view buyers and shit like that anymore. Like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
know.
but then it's a totally racist comment though. You can't say that, I guess. Like it's just
Exactly. Well, you gotta be careful saying that because they're gonna twist your words around, for sure.
right, yeah.
Yeah, that was a bad move from Abel, but at the same time, it's not a racist comment. It turned into a whole fucking race issues. Like, get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Sean Newton is in the chat. Yeah, Sean Newton. I mean, I watch your videos, man. You go full on the LDBC. Although people criticize you for like being obsessed with the LDBC. People also criticize me sometimes for being obsessed with the LDBC. I'm not obsessed. I mention it when it's like fucking obvious that they're being fucking hypocrites.
Like when I first got into this YouTube shit, like I used to like I was first, kind of they were the first ones I found. Kind of was really that side, the new media and like
Yes.
fucking Dante and Ego and them. So at first I was kind of like around Ellie and all them because Ellie was around here in the Oxon area, so I was just influenced by them and their kind of style of reporting. So I just thought that was what boxing was at the
Mm-hmm.
time.
I
And
used
then
to
kind
listen
of
to
you dig a little
78.
deeper and you find other channels, you find other reports, and you're just kind of like, oh, like these people are kind of like got a certain agenda and these people got theirs, and you kind of start doing your own kind of, you make your own mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to
And I
listen to
kind of
78
distanced myself
Sports.
from those dudes because I realized, oh shit, they got like a racial bias because I used to believe that Triple G was overrated because I was listening to them at first.
Yeah.
It,
Uh,
it took me a year to kind of figure out like, oh, these guys are full of shit.
yeah. I used to listen to 78 Sports, man. I didn't know there was
Hmm.
a divide between like races. I would I listened to 78, and then at some point he was talking about UFC and John Jones, and he's like, oh, I didn't like John Jones because he's black or something like that. I was like, that's when I started to realize what the fuck is this, man. And then eventually I fully realized that they were like, it's a racial channel, and then I stopped listening to 78, man. But let me tell you, I was like fucking naive before. I was like, I didn't know there was a divide between races. What the fuck?
Yeah, and like boxing especially.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why it's in boxing, man.
Yeah, you don't see it in tennis, right? Like they don't be like fucking who's the best tennis player, fucking black guy, the black guy. They don't
Yeah,
get into that shit.
but then again, tennis is not like it's not a. Who watches tennis though? We have to look at the
Th-
demographics though.
But then again, those same people, they're like they'll be real big on like the Williams sisters, but I bet you they don't watch any other tennis matches. But they're like the type that'll watch their matches, but they don't know shit about tennis.
Hmm.
But they'll watch them win, and celebrate their victories. But they don't even know how they won. They're just fans, which is fine. I understand like rooting for your people, but then it gets kind of like ridiculous when you get
Well,
exposed for what you don't know.
yeah. My question is, has this always existed?
In boxing, I don't know. I was asking my uncles, my dad, and them from like their era,
Hmm.
and they said pretty much like boxing's always kind of had that, you know, Latin black and white division in
Yeah,
America at least.
yeah, that's true. But
Kind of like the World Cup or something, but it's about like your more like your race or something.
well, yes, yeah. I mean, you go back to like the 20s and stuff. I mean, you had the Italians, like the Irish. You had Jewish boxers, and yeah, obviously
Yeah.
they supported their own. But I'm talking about more modern times. Like I always wondered if that was the case because I never looked at it boxing that way. So and the
Yeah, me
internet in the
neither.
90s wasn't
Like
as
I don't
big,
really
right?
see it, but I just hear people talk about it, so then it becomes something that you start talking about. But for the most part, I'm reading the jabs and the hooks and all that.
Yeah, exactly. Because one of my theories was that this whole LDBC thing started with Mayweather because Mayweather was at the top of the sport. Uh, he he was black and he was receiving criticism for multiple reasons. And so then I guess some people took it as, oh, they're insulting, or they're not insulting, they're criticizing Mayweather just because he's black. And so that's
hmm
where the LDBC started to come together. I don't know if that's true. I can't prove
I,
it. Just a
I would say
fucking
like in our current present like kind of generation time. I know it was kind of a while back, but I remember I think it probably got everybody stirred up when Mayweather did that stunt where he grabbed the mic from Larry Merchant and called him a racist.
oh yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. I think that's what stirred it up. Like, oh shit, like we, like
Yeah,
he did
they're all
that. Like, you
against
know
us
what I mean?
basically. Like even
Sorry.
the commentators are against us. I don't know.
Yeah,
That,
yeah. I think that stirred it all back up. But I think it existed even before him because I think Muhammad Ali used to kind of go there a little bit, and different boxers. Larry Holmes used to go there. Anyone around Don King, pretty much, like
yeah.
kind of get into that shit.
Sean Newton says it wasn't like this till Floyd Manny. Yeah, that's my suspicion that it happened around that Mayweather fucking era.
Like
But
never
whatever.
before, yeah.
Sean Newton says, "Yup, it did a lot of black casuals latched on, even when has even when Floyd had lots of fans and critics of all colors." True, Bucho. Was there ever something like this in the LDBC in the 1970s? I don't know. That wasn't in the 70s.
Yeah,
But
they
yeah,
had the Cooney versus Larry Holmes. I remember that was
yeah,
kind of, I don't
yeah,
know if
that's
that's
true.
80s, but
Yeah,
I kind
maybe
of
it's
looked
more
that one
apparent
up
now.
because like I was debating some guys and they were sending me links to that were from like LDBC side, like, and I checked out the whole history of the fight from the build up to the press, and yeah, it was like a racially motivated heavyweight championship fight, and you know that kind of made it a white versus black thing, and
Yeah.
that I guess like there were odds, like I guess he was actually the favorite because they were actually like thinking the white guy was better, and they were kind of trying to like make it like this is
Well,
how we
the
see
term
it.
white hope
Um,
existed for a long
mhm.
time, right?
I think it
Like,
kind of came from that dude, right? Or maybe before that. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I know they
Uh,
called him that, or like the movie was kind of based off of that story, the Larry Holmes and Jerry Cooney.
what movie?
To be honest, I did like a fight break. You know how it was a 15-round fight back then. He ended up getting a TKO on the 13th, I think. But like, if I scored it from 12 rounds, I kind of think Cooney almost won that.
I think
And
people
people
will
will say
label
that Cooney
you
wasn't
a
shit.
biased racist.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but
he put a
I was
game
gonna
to
say
15.
something. Maybe this whole division, racial division, is more apparent now because of social media.
hmm
I mean, we didn't have social media back then, so now because of social media, it's more apparent. Now we see the real divide.
Yeah, it's more rumor, I think, in the old day. Like, you just kind of heard, like, well, I heard over there in this town, this is what they're saying. Or, like, in social media, now you can actually go check it out. Like, you can see what people are saying. Like, some of
Yeah.
them are bots and shit, you know that, but you can tell which one are real people that are really saying shit. I think a lot of people, though, are afraid to say shit on fake on social media because, they don't want their name out there.
What do you mean?
Just the average person, like they won't go there into this kind of topic or anything
Ah,
on their Facebook.
well,
The average person that takes pictures of their dinner and shit like that.
yeah,
They don't talk about anything controversial. Like, you just don't want their name out there. Like,
yeah, but they don't talk about anything at all.
pretty much, yeah. Like,
It's
that's what I mean. Like,
boxing,
there's people
man.
that are daring to and people that aren't.
But I think every boxing fans knows there's this division, and even if they don't mention it, they fucking know.
As far as like people that are fans like us, like they know it.
Yeah,
You just have to be dumb to not know it.
yeah, or not be
If
on
you're from
social media.
America, at least, like you gotta know. I mean, for if you're from California, like your Mexican friends, it didn't matter if they had a Mexican name; they were rooting for the Mexican guy.
Yeah, yeah,
It didn't matter if he sucked.
yeah.
They
There's
knew
like a
he
lot of
could do
Canelo
it.
fans. It's all because he's Mexican, and then I read comments like, oh, because some Mexicans don't support Canelo and they root for Triple G, and they were, oh, you're just a traitor, or There's this word in
That's happening
Mexico.
a lot over here though. Like if you went from Oxnard to LA, it would be like a 50-50 between Triple G fans and Canelo.
Hmm. Yeah.
There's a lot of Mexican fans that actually like Triple G. That's real shit.
Yep.
There's a lot of
Yep.
Mexicans rocking Triple G shirts and hats. They love them, dude.
Now, what do you think they love Golovkin?
I think they like his that testosterone, dude. That fucking, you know. I think they would like him even more if he were more like how he doesn't really put himself out there. He's kind of shy,
Yeah.
spoken, you know.
Humble
I,
a bit.
yeah, I think if he were a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more controversial, they would like him even a little bit even more. To be honest.
See, that's interesting because I've always said people don't like. Some people don't like uh, individuals that are flashy, you know, or
Hmm.
that talk a lot of shit. And like that's my issue with Mayweather. I don't like the fact that he's flashy, throwing money around, the way he behaves. But then
Hmm.
people start criticizing me and tell me that I'm a racist. It's like fuck. It's a valid
Well,
reason, right?
yeah, if you were like that with the same criticism of Connor, it's not like you're judging
Yeah,
him because he's an African American, he's an Irish guy, dude, and I don't know, it didn't matter. He's still acting crazy.
yeah. I don't like me. I don't like him. Fucking look at McGregor how he behaves. Fucking ghetto,
He's a
throwing
wannabe
fucking
Mayweather, basically.
yeah. So, anyways, going back to Golovkin. So that's why you
Right,
think
right, right.
people like him, right? His style, the way he behaves outside the ring. See, the way you behave outside the ring, I don't give a fuck. It influences how you see a fighter, right?
A little bit, yeah,
I don't know. I
but for
understand
the
these
most
people
part,
who
as
I
far as
separate
publicity
what
goes,
happens
yeah.
outside and inside the ring. Like, I don't know how you can separate, man. I know what he's doing outside the ring. I don't gonna support that guy. It's like I'm gonna support Hitler, fucking because he's a good boxer. You know, like that's an
See,
extreme
I don't know
example.
why Triple G plays that safe, humble role because it's like some guys do it, but they can't back it up. They do it because they need that payday, and then they're gonna just be
Uh,
yesterday's news. But Triple G can like talk a little shit and then probably back it up.
and in an
It's
exciting
not like
way. In an exciting way.
yeah. I think that's what fans want. They want somebody who, like you're saying, is exciting outside the ring, not an idiot that gets arrested, but just someone who's outspoken, someone with the people. You're just kind of a regular guy, but you're a little bit of a shit talker.
Yeah.
And then like when you get in the ring, you back it up too. Like, and that's what they want. Like
Uh,
they want both elements. They don't want you quiet outside the ring and then just be like Triple G, go in there and beat everybody, and then they
yeah.
just think like, I want to see you fight a heavyweight. Like they're just like bored. Like,
Foulpool brings an interesting point here. He says, "What about Mike Tyson? If I like Mike Tyson, obviously because outside the ring he's a fucking maniac. I do like Mike Tyson because he was knocking everybody out. He was a fucking monster. Now you're gonna claim, oh well, he outside the ring he had a shitty life, he shitty behavior. Yeah, of course. By the way, I don't think he did. He went to jail for a shitty reason. I don't think he actually raped that girl, but
mhm.
that's a let's say
I
he
don't
did
think
for the
anything he
sake of
did
argument.
was like purposely like done for publicity. I think he just literally just has issues like with his
Yeah, no, that
emotions.
got. But you can see now that that behavior that Tyson had before, it wasn't really him. Like it was. I mean, Tyson now is a completely different person.
Yeah, he probably has less, hormones going on. Probably calm down because he's older. I mean, I've seen it with relatives of mine that when they were younger were pretty rowdy, but it's like now that they're in their 50s and so they're just kind of really chill. My
Yeah,
dad used to be pretty rowdy and he's pretty mellow now. You know, like I think that's what I think it is. Men probably just get all calm. There's
yeah.
no more
Lion Bar
testosterone or
says
something.
that's a kind of worms. BDA, don't touch that Pandora box. You mean the rape? Yeah, the rape charges. Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna say shit because maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Uh,
That's a weird one because Kobe got off
yeah,
with same kind of accusations and Tyson didn't, I guess.
yeah, he did. Now we don't know the details. Well, I don't know the details.
either guy, like either way, like Tyson put himself in a situation, so half of it's like, yeah, he might be
Yeah.
innocent, but it's the same thing with Canelo. It's like, what are you putting yourself in situations where you're gonna just act like you're
Yeah.
a nobody that didn't know shit? Like it was the meat. Like it's like, yeah, but you're like one of the pound for pound biggest names in boxing, and your shit too about the Mexican stuff. So like, how did they like act naive about it?
Yeah. No, I don't buy that. I mean, it's a perfect excuse, right? Like they know that. Well, if we ever get caught with clenbuterol, we'll just say that we ate a fucking taco off the street. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go back to the Tyson thing. That's interesting though, because I do like Mike Tyson, and this guy was I mean, he was crazy outside the ring, right? So what the
He's been
heck?
there
Why
for a
did I
few
like
years,
Mike
yeah.
Tyson and I didn't? Well, see the thing also. I don't think I hate Mayweather just for one single issue though. It's an aggregation of multiple fucking things. Like he was boring inside the ring. He talked a lot of crap. You remember against was it against Baldomir? He was saying that he was gonna destroy Baldomir. Then he enters the ring wearing like a Roman legionnaire armor. You know, he's ready to go to war, and then he, once he starts fighting fucking Baldomir, it's the most boring fight I've ever seen in my fucking life, man. Like
The
precise
thing is,
punches
he has
says,
the freedom to like do that all he wants. I just don't get why fans keep kind of like going to it like it's like and making excuses for his style. Like it's like you're saying, it's boring and shit, and they just act like it's not. Like no, he's amazing. It's Floyd Mayweather.
yeah, this whole hit and not get hit uh, term. Let's be honest. I have my suspicions that this also started with Mayweather. It's called hit and not get hit. When did people talk about that? Like it's something fucking great. Hit and not get hit. That's basically a term for he's boring. Oh, but it's called hit and not get hit. It's an excuse. It's a cop out.
What
It's
when they say that, I'm thinking, are you talking about like the Olympic Games or
yeah.
what are you talking about? This is the pros.
There's effective aggressiveness in boxing, and you can hit and not get hit. But if your hits are fucking slaps or don't have any fucking effect, then that's not effective aggressiveness. And I don't know how you can win a fight without effective aggressiveness. It's one of the how you call it, the key
Okay,
components.
people get mad when I put this into perspective because it's a different sport, right? It's wrestling. Let's say college wrestling. You get points deducted for being passive if you're
Hmm.
like outside the circle. If the
Hmm.
opponent's chasing you away from the middle, he basically will win on points
Hmm.
because you're not engaging into wrestle the guy, like you're kind of running away. Like you'll lose points for that.
Yeah.
Like in boxing, for some reason, that's seen as like oh, like he can't cut off the ring. Like why does he? I never understand that. Like why do you have to cut off the ring? It's like he has to push you away,
Let's
not
Mayweather
not just
Pacquiao.
escape from you.
Mayweather Pacquiao. Uh,
Hmm.
let's say Mayweather fought Pacquiao fought like Mayweather. So let's say both boxers ended up fighting the same style as Mayweather did. We have no fight. We don't have a fight. Both guys
That's
would
what
be
I always
moving away
say.
from each other.
Hmm.
Exactly. If
That's what I
both
always
guys are
say. It's
moving
like,
away
what do
from
you
each other,
what would
there is no
happen? Like they
fucking
would just be
fight.
like two magnets that are opposite, whatever you call it.
Yes. Yes. Like Precise says, Fox said boxing is not punching. And then Precise says boxing is punching. Yes, it's punching. I mean, if you're saying it's only punching, then I agree with you. It's not only punching. Obviously, there's defense involved and movement and ring generalship and like, but at the end of the day, I think the basis of boxing is fucking punching, man.
Like here's my, I don't know what you think about this, but like let's say you're standing square in the middle of the ring with somebody or whatever. You throw a three punch combo. It doesn't land shit, right? But the guy just backpedaled and he bounced off the ropes WWE style and then kind of ran to another part of the ring and you got squared up again. In that exchange, who do you think won? Like in my
Repeat
opinion, the
again.
guy you like, I mean, you who threw all the punches, you made your guy bounce off the rope
Oh yeah,
because he
yeah,
was
because you're
avoiding your
controlling
power.
him.
Right, but people see that as like he couldn't hit him. He's better.
Yeah, exactly. You're
It's
the one
like,
that's
okay,
forcing the other
like
guy on to be on the back foot. I don't care the reason. Oh, the other guy has more punching power, so well, that's your fucking problem. You can punch.
exactly,
You
yeah.
punch like a little
That's what I'm
girl. I'm
saying.
sorry, and you have to be on the back foot the whole time.
That's what it means. If you are on the back foot, it means you can't even handle blocking his punches.
Exactly. I mean, that's why you have ring generalship in there.
Yep.
I could fucking
That's a
slap
huge
you three
factor for
times.
me too, but I don't think people care about that.
No, when it suits their fucking agenda. I could slap you 3 times and run, and then I win the round because I slapped you 3 rounds, but then I ran the whole fucking round. I was on the back
And then
foot because I can't handle your punching power. I mean, see, that's
yeah, and
what.
who knows how clean those slaps even were, like that you're talking about. Like people watching on TV might not even know if it just kind of just rubbed off the top of their head or something. Like they might
Yeah.
just see it as, oh, it's a punch. Like got
Hamed
him.
says aggression doesn't always equal effective aggression. Exactly. That's what it's 3 things, right? You can't just be aggressive. If I'm aggressive and fucking hand slapping, obviously that's not effective aggressiveness. But when it
Right,
comes
you
to
can
ring
separate the
generalship,
two too. Like if you really want to judge a round, you could be like, okay, who won aggressively? This guy was more aggressive. Who was more effective in their attempts? You
mm-hmm,
know.
yeah,
But then again, if you're on the back foot and you're landing counters, but like Jared Hurd kept coming forward, that's to me, you're not as effective. If you're on the back foot running away
you can
after you
make an
throw 3
argument.
punches to the dome and he's still coming at you, that means your punches aren't really doing shit.
Yeah. Hey, it's funny. Sean Newton mentioned De Gale, and let's talk about this shit because I think also Precise mentioned this. What's happening with all these people who were supposed to beat Golovkin? I remember some people saying that the Gale would beat Golovkin at 168. Like, yo, even the Gale beats Golovkin at 168. Blah blah blah.
Dude, when I first got into boxing, I remember Dante's Boxing Nation saying that Angulo would beat Triple G.
No, no. I don't believe that.
I'm
I
telling
know
you,
he's
dude, he even
biased,
said
but
Lara
come
would beat
on.
Triple G, Angulo would beat Triple G.
Holy
Triple
shit.
G's ducking everybody, and I'm like, damn. Like I used to believe it at first. Like, yeah, who's this Triple G guy? What the fuck's he so protected? Because he's white. And that
Yeah,
kind of broke
a lot
out
of
of
these
it. Like,
people
oh
are
shit, I don't
brainwashed,
know why I'm
man. A lot of
listening.
these people are not racist. I don't think they're racist. I just think they have this herd mentality that come on, you hang out in one of those LDBC chats. Holy crap, you're gonna get bombarded with fucking bias, man.
Oh fuck yeah.
Anyways, so yeah,
They even tell you you came to the wrong channel
yeah, exactly.
in the comment section.
Here's the
You
truth.
came to the wrong place. You're talking that shit.
The Black Panther
Like,
movement.
oh,
Come
there's
on.
an echo chamber here.
Yeah, no, no.
Yeah.
Can't handle that crap. Let's see what people are saying. The guild going to keep that belt hostage and milk his reign. Uh
I don't agree. I think he's gonna like lose it before the year ends.
yeah, he's gonna have to fight somebody.
It was just to get Truax out of there. Like that's all this shit was.
Do you think Truax won?
I mean, it's one of those ones where you could give it to anybody, but
Yeah.
you know who they want to give it to. So
Yeah, we talked about this, didn't we? We said
yeah, yeah.
the
I mean, I
PBC
called it.
wants.
I was already calling before the fight even started. I was saying this shit's already kind of fixed unless Truax gets a knockout. But if this goes 12, they're giving it to the go.
Yeah.
Like they already know who they want, and they're already setting up the girl's name to get that box rec fucking resume up for some of their other PBC young guys.
Mm,
He's food for somebody.
yeah.
I'm hearing. I mean, I've heard Caleb Plant, but I think I heard someone else that he might be food for. I forget who.
Benavides.
I don't know if you know who I'm talking about, but there's another guy in there. I
I
guess
don't know.
Charlo or whatever. No, not Charlo. Fucking. Who am I thinking of?
We have a
There's
debate.
somebody else, dude.
We have a debate in the
Besides
chat.
Caleb Plant,
I think that's the one. That's the one I heard.
that they're gonna use him
But
for.
there's another one, like you said. Is it?
There's another champ, right? That in the mix.
Benavides is fighting. Who's he fighting? That Romanian guy again.
Oh, I could turn this on and check it out, but
Anyways, I was gonna say that there's a debate in the chat of Precise Puncher saying running is not control, Hamed. Oh, they're still talking about that. I mean, it's a very controversial topic. Someone says foul boxing says Plant is boring. I would agree.
well, he fights small guys and he gets those PBC stops. I've been watching all his fights because
PBC.
when it comes to people my size or something, I kind of like to watch them. I don't know if other people like that, but like I've been watching this dude. And he's around my height and weight and all that. Like I just think he's just kind of overrated, to be honest. I don't think he's being challenged.
Well, with the PBC, you can't really know because, like you said, the matchups don't really show you how good a fighter is.
The homie that is from here in Oxnard that's fighting Charlo coming up, like it's the same thing, dude. Like he would get set up against guys that he would get those stoppages as soon as he like kind of touched somebody,
Mm.
and they're gonna use him because he's built up his record, but he'll never be anything great. So I think they're using him to basically be a punching bag for
Yeah.
a top rate contender.
Classic PBC.
I'll get fucking hate for that from here. I said that I think on Facebook a long time ago when he first signed with PBC. I'm like, oh, I already know what Hugo Centeno is going to be, and people were like, oh, how dare you? His career, he worked so hard to get to where he's at.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, look at his resume. He's fought guys from Argentina with like 30 losses, 20 losses. I mean, how's that even eligible? I don't know. That's another thing. I don't know if you've ever thought about that. Do you ever look at the box rec and you'll see guys? It's like they're 8-0 and they're ranked in
Yeah,
the
if you
top
take some
100.
time and look through a fighter's record, sometimes you see a lot like, who the fuck is this guy? 30 losses, 20
It's like
losses.
how's that even legal?
Yeah, how did they sanction? Like, yeah,
Like, how do you get that? Yeah, like I don't know. Like, how are you getting in there?
because how is it
You've been knocked
sanctioned?
out 20 times, like, and you're still like they're still letting you fight, like.
It's true, huh?
And like, I'm supposed to believe this guy's a top ranked guy because he beat a guy like that. Like, as far as I'm concerned, he was inactive for a whole year because he fought guys with a bunch of losses.
Yeah.
Might as well watch them spar. Like, what the fuck?
Kell
I would
Brook
rather
had,
pay money to watch them spar a fucking a champion for it to not be like it count as a real fight, but just spar. I'd rather see that than them fight some of these dudes with
yeah,
7
yeah,
losses
and
or
they're
8
getting
losses
paid
and
for
shit.
that. Like, well, I mean, I bet some of those fights they don't get a lot of money for those fights, but I'm talking like PBC sometimes. Okay, but the PBC, even the PBC, they don't put guys with 30 losses. Though. Remember Kell Brook? In his record, he had like he fought a lot of bumps. Let's be honest. Uh, at some point, he fought the same guy 3 times, and he beat him 3 times.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Then I must have been sold on that dude because I don't think I
No,
looked
he's
him up when
good.
I
Just
first
but
kind of heard about him. I was like,
he
this
had
guy's
a padded
badass.
record. It's like Chavez, Julio Chavez. He had like 80 wins or something, but you look at a lot of those wins. I mean, they were cab drivers, man.
Yeah, same thing. Like just dudes with like a bunch of losses. There was one guy I think it was like 0-12 and never fought after that. It's like, how does that even count? Like,
How
do
is
you
that
even
even
count that?
sanctioned? Like you said,
Like, why even put that on BoxRec? Just take it off.
it'd be illegal.
Who cares?
See what people are saying in the chat. What are they doing? Reese Mack, what up, man?
Probably no. He's from Sinaloa, so they probably might have fucking paid the had Mafia just pay fucking dudes to go in there and like legally fucking make it a sanctioned fight and then just to take a dive real quick. Fucking
I saw on a show that Chavez Senior, like he says, yeah, I've met some of these drug dealers, like drug lords, and yeah, I've had dinner with them and stuff like that, and they seem like really nice people. I can't like I don't want to judge them for the other things they do, but like as far as what I saw from them, they seem like nice people. I'm like, whoa. So yeah, he's met some drug lords. Would you have dinner with a drug lord?
I don't know if I had to.
You had to.
You know what I mean?
I
Like if
think
I
you
lived
have.
in
I don't think you have a
Sinaloa and I was
choice, man.
famous, I probably have to.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Max Schmeling. When he was like champion, he had to go like have dinner with fucking Hitler.
Yeah. Apparently, when he
He probably
lost,
was like, "Fuck, like I guess I gotta go do this."
when he lost that fight, uh, he was they sent him to like the military, but to the how you call them the Jesus Christ. When you're playing, you draw the parachute brigade. How do you call that?
Like airborne.
Airborne, yeah, airborne brigade.
They
They
call
sent
it
to
here in USA, like the first airborne.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, they sent him to that thing like parachuting and stuff because but apparently it wasn't
Like
well
a
seen back then.
paratrooper.
Huh?
Something like a paratrooper.
Paratrooper, yeah. So he was sent to that and he was just forgotten about because he was like he dishonored the Nazis.
About getting knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if Chavez ever lost. Did he lose to anybody like dishonorably?
Was his first loss, but he was on cocaine, they say. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Hey, we have Precise on the line. Hold on. Where's
Dependent upon how you interpret the data.
What's up with all the
That was like
transvestites
10 years
in Hollywood, though?
Because if you're a postmodernist and you don't have any standards, you're always going to keep moving the goalpost, and you're never going to stick to your own standards because you don't have any standards.
What's so Precise?
Tranny.
What?
Trannies. It's all about the trannies.
I just heard tranny. I was like, what? Yeah. So,
Where's BDA?
PDA, I don't know. I think he's in the gym, at the gym.
Checking out Christy Mack.
Yeah, probably. He's doing cocaine also. No, he's at the gym. I'm taking over today.
I see.
What were you saying about? Let's talk about that shit, man.
What shit?
The shit. The ring generalship. What does that mean to you?
The guy that is in control of the center of the ring. And probably 90% of the time, it's going to be the guy that's physically in the center of the ring, keeping the other guy outside of the center of the ring, or circling his victim that is in the center of the ring, but not gliding along the ropes. So
Yeah.
it's the way I look at it is like, center of the ring is your house, right? It's the most important piece of real estate in the ring, and trainers always tell you this, right? To fight in the center of the ring. So either you keep the enemy out of your house or you keep them trapped inside of your house. That makes you the ring general. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like Michael and I were saying. I mean, also like let's say you're the one that pushes the other guy, like you're forcing him to move. There's a reason why, right? I mean, let's say a boxer has more punching power. The other guy has to be on the move. That has to count for something, no? Like the fact that the other guy has to fucking move.
Say that again.
Like the fact that a boxer has to move because his opponent has more punching power or whatever, then that's your fucking fault for not having punching power, man. See, punching power is underrated in my opinion.
Yeah.
You gotta know how to throw
Right.
punches.
It's. Go ahead.
Sorry, you're cutting off a bit, man. So
Let me bounce off and come. Okay, something's wrong with this connection.
okay, man. All right. So we were talking about ring generalship, which is like it's a controversial issue. I mean, because a lot of people are gonna interpret it in multiple fucking ways. Well, obviously, they will interpret it in a different way, so it suits their agenda. But what Precise says makes a lot of fucking sense. I mean, if you're circling around and you're fucking on the ropes, there's a reason why you're fucking moving to the ropes. You can't stand in the middle
You
of the
don't
fucking.
want to be on the ropes.
Well,
No
exactly. It's
trainer
a
will tell you take them
yes.
back into the ropes and fight off the ropes. You know, that's insane. No
Yeah.
trainer will ever tell you to do that.
Yeah.
Even how Muhammad Ali beat George Foreman, like he had to concede and he had to lose a lot of the early rounds, and you know, it was stupid. Probably part and
I don't even
parcel
think
of
that was
why he
on
got.
purpose, bro. I don't even. I People believe that was a strategy, but I think it was just him trying to survive, and he
I
just,
don't know.
luckily
I'm gonna
did.
give him
But
the
I
benefit
don't
of the
think that was
doubt.
any
I'm gonna give him
Yeah.
maybe,
that he
but
planned.
I'll
That he
give
planned
Ali the
that.
benefit of the doubt. Yeah,
Oh yeah. He
He
took
could
a
I
have
don't
lot
got
of
know.
knocked out
punishment.
on any
Could
one
be
of those
right.
punches.
Go ahead.
Foreman really wasn't hitting him except to the body. He landed some hellacious body shots, but he really top of the head, but he never really hit him on the chin. Not that much anyway. But going back to ring generalship, it's the Mayweather era. It's the Sugar Ray, the infatuation with Sugar Ray Leonard that has people now thinking that if you're just gliding along the ropes, you're using the perimeter, that you're somehow in control. No, you're barely escaping. That's not control, you know. Um, and people are just, I don't know. It's the guy coming forward and making the fight and making the sport exciting, and bringing money to the sport and interest to the sport. Like he gets penalized basically because people say, well, he's not effective enough. Look, if your guy is running away from you, you're very effective. You know what I mean? But that's why boxing has been shooting itself in the foot, because they've been rewarding cowards. Obviously, I'm exaggerating. None of these guys are cowards, but you get the.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, this whole thing about hit and not get hit and just defense is the best. It's like it's the most important thing. It all started with
Hit,
Mayweather, in my opinion. It's a
no, hit and
Mayweather
not
thing.
get hit only describes the boxer style. When they say, box them, what they're saying is hit them and then play defense, right? Counterpuncher is don't get hit and hit. Fighter is hit, 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 right?
And
Or
finish
hit,
your
don't get
opponent.
hit, hit again, don't get hit, hit again, right? That's all that it means. Hit and don't get hit only describes a lead puncher. It just, it describes a boxer. It has nothing to do with how everybody should fight. It's just one style,
Yep. Yeah, I agree. But for them, just saying hit and
and
not get hit explains the whole concept of boxing. Just saying hit and not get hit. Oh, that explains it all. It's not that simple.
well, obviously you don't want to get hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It,
Oh,
but Mayweather never really was a hit and don't get hit kind of a guy. He was, don't get hit, don't get hit, don't get hit, and then hit once in a while, and then again, don't get hit, don't get hit, don't get hit. So he's not even hit and don't get hit.
well, that's where
If
effective
if that makes
aggressiveness
any
comes in,
sense.
no?
Say what?
That's where effective aggressiveness comes in.
Yeah, and this is the thing that pisses me off because, like, for example, the classic example, because it was such a big fight, Pacquiao, right? People, the commentators and people repeating this nonsense saying, well, it's not effective aggression if you're not landing punches. But effective aggression and clean and effective punching are separate scoring criteria. So you can't say that
Mm.
not landing punches is effective aggression. No, landing punches is clean and effective punching. Effective aggression is getting your opponent out of position. That's what effective aggression is. If you throw punches at him, or if you feign him out of position, or if you start throwing punches at him and he just gets out of the way and out of position, that's effective aggression. You
Yeah.
you got your opponent out of his boxer stance where he can't do anything to you. That's effective aggression. Landing punches is a separate scoring criteria. Man, it pisses the shit pisses me off, like
Okay.
how people don't understand um, the basics of the sweet science, and they virtue signal how they know everything about the sweet science when in reality they don't know dick.
You said throwing. Let's say hypothetically, somebody throws punches, and then the other guy has to move, right? And he's out of position, whatever, right? Can you also add to that ring generalship? You're controlling your opponent in a way. You're making him do stuff that he shouldn't be doing or doesn't want to do.
Well, yeah, but you have to hold the center of the ring. Like
Okay,
you
you
could
yeah.
feint or your opponent out of position when you're on the ropes, right? You're still not the ring general. So yeah, there's a lot of overlap there. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
you could hold the center of the ring, hit your opponent, and the punch will push him out of position, and you'll before you hit him with the punch, you'll defend what he's throwing at you, right? So you just covered all of the four scoring criteria with one technique. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So there could be overlap there, but you got to be able to separate what these individual scoring criteria are, which isn't to say that sometimes they don't happen at the same time or in rapid succession.
Oh, I agree.
You know.
Yep. You made it very clear, and I hope people in the chat understand now, because you explained it way better than me. Let's see what people are saying. Reese Mack says Floyd Sr. made Floyd defensive like that. I don't know. I thought it was Roger Mayweather who made him like that, but
No, Roger always made him more aggressive because that's
oh,
how Roger fought.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Floyd Floyd used to be, when he was the bigger man,
Hmm.
I enjoyed his fights at, super featherweight and lightweight and even 140 when he picked on, some old past their prime guys like Gatti or Sharmba Mitchell. I enjoyed Floyd, but after Floyd stepped up to, no, Sharmba was 147, I guess, but he was a 140 fighter. Anyway, once after Floyd stepped up to 147, which was at that time, his natural size, then I don't know, lost interest. But I thought he was a pretty exciting fighter for the most part.
He was like Broner.
He wants to fight at 145 in the UFC.
No, we're not gonna talk about that bullshit, man. These guys out of money. He's out of money, and it's kind of sad. By the way, BDA, fuck. Precise. Somebody, Dr. Steelhammer says, ask Precise why he doesn't re-upload his old videos.
Because I'm just done with that whole. I don't know, man. I wanted to start anew, basically, and
Fresh start.
yeah, fresh start. I turn over a new leaf. I don't really get into boxing like I used to. I don't get as emotionally involved as I used to, and I didn't necessarily like myself. How about that? Some of the videos I made, I would like go back, listen to them, and be like, "Damn, dude, you're a dick."
You
So
still
I
are,
don't want to
man.
be that guy, you know. I mean,
Still are.
it comes out a little bit here and there, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I've matured, you could say. Yeah,
Your
right.
best video, man. The Cunningham video, man. That was the best.
I'm gonna
Hey, who?
You
I'm
can
gonna
talk
try to
about it,
make
huh?
it again, but like
Can,
be
can you talk about it?
a little bit nicer about it, I guess.
No, I
Hey,
always
who is
thought that you couldn't
Suds?
talk about that video.
Huh?
I always thought that you couldn't talk about that particular video.
Cunningham, he got in touch with me and he was really upset, and I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Uh,
Um, and you know, I made too many declarative statements basically instead of saying allegedly or in my
mm-hmm.
opinion. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I was kind of flirting with a lawsuit
Yeah,
basically,
man.
and that's really it. So he was pissed off.
Wow. That was a good fucking job. I don't know how you got all that footage and everything. It was fucking well done, man. I was retweeting it on the BDA on our Twitter back then. Fuck, man. What
Like,
a
and people were mad. Not everybody, but obviously not everybody, a minority. But like some people were actually mad at me. Like, and for what? What did I do? I mean, wasn't it obvious and blatant and just like undeniable what this man
it
was up
pissed me
to?
off.
I thought so.
It pissed me
Yeah,
off. I was like, this dirty motherfucker, man.
yeah.
Like,
And I've known about
and
this.
his whole
I
family was in
suspected it
it.
for a very, very long time. But that glove controversy really sealed the deal for me. You know what I mean? That basically, yeah, confirmed all my suspicions about the guy. Because I used to be a big Cunningham fan, but then, you know, he done some guys, and I just kind of saw through the bullshit, you know. And he's like one of the most obvious fucking PED cases in the sport, man. It's so fucking obvious the dude is just
By the way,
getting
it's
away
all
with all
allegedly
kinds of
here. By the
bullshit.
way, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah, that was bad. And his wife was in it. The fucking sister Nassim. You could tell. You can see in their faces. Remember they were checking the gloves.
Yeah.
They were looking around and mumbling. Like they knew they were.
I don't, and in my opinion, I don't think there was anything wrong with Margarito's hand wraps. I mean, maybe they didn't follow the rules very, very strictly. Like, look, these commissions let Canelo get away with what he's getting away with. They let Cunningham get away with loading his gloves all these years. Like, it's common. Fighters get away with loading their gloves basically all the time. So when Margarito got caught, and then when if you actually followed the the proceedings after that, like there was no proof that he did anything wrong. And the problem with the whole thing was that Nazim Richardson took the wraps into his dressing room, so the chain of custody was broken. And who's to say he didn't, you know, swap them for something that he fucking prepared at home or in the gym? You know what I mean? Like after he did that, they had no case. It was all bullshit after that. And then once you realize that it's Nazim Richardson,
Yeah.
God, who's really, you know, the cheater here. I
Well, then
just
some people say who knows more about cheaters than cheaters themselves, right?
exactly. And you know, nothing, even with the raps that he took his dressing room, and who knows what he did with them. You know, he could have like scraped a little bit of drywall and dusted it on those wraps because they only found traces of plaster of Paris. Some of this is the official ruling. They found some of the ingredients, traces of some of the ingredients necessary to make plaster of Paris. Some, not even all of them, some.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole thing was bullshit. But the way people came down on Margarito because Cotto was, you know, loved at the time, and the way people attacked him, that was nonsense. And it kind of upset me how you have this case of Cunningham that's undeniable. You know what I mean? And no, like I didn't expect the video to be super popular, but I would have thought it would have made more noise than that. You know what I mean? But people just basically brushed it under the rug, and that kind of showed me how, you know, people are just phony, man.
Can
And
you
then
make
you
the
know
video again?
what's right, what's wrong. It's about fucking loving fighters and hating fighters.
Yeah. So can you make the video again or repost it and just put allegedly somewhere like in fucking big letters and be fine?
I'll make it again one day. I was in the States not that long ago, and I got all my stuff um, that was still left in the States. So I have no need to ever go back, and I don't intend to go back. So he can't touch me over here.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you're yeah, I don't think you will.
No, he
Oh
can't
man.
do shit. So,
But yeah, I forgot I was gonna
but
say something.
you know, I listened to the video, and I was being a dick. You know, there was no need to be. I was just fucking pissed off with the whole thing. But
I don't
anyway,
see a
I'll
difference,
make
man.
it again.
How far are we
I thought that
talking
was
here?
like some of your best work, dude.
Yeah, some of your best work. Yeah, when you're all pissed.
No, I mean like him exposing that shit, like you know.
Oh, fuck yeah, man. That was a fuck. That video, I was showing it to all my friends, man. Like, look at this dirty
That's why
fucker,
sometimes
man.
I talk about that when I debate people today, like on Facebook or something, and they'll be like, "You don't have no fucking proof of this and that," and I'll be like, "Fuck, I fucking wish I could just
Yeah, me
finish,
too. I'm
finish that
looking for
shit." Like,
another similar video. I typed in like Cunningham
I
gloves,
think he told,
Cunningham
I think
thumb.
he
I
sent
can't
me a
find
link.
shit. Can't find anything.
I think Precise sent me a link to the channel that you could find the footage. I think, right?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I saw
yeah.
that. But it's the way Precise made the video was concise. It was like,
Oh yeah, to the point. But they
yeah,
probably won't even hit. They probably won't even click on it. You know,
oh yeah.
you'll be like, boom, you want your proof, and then they'll just be like, they'll probably ignore it. And it's like Precise is saying, it's like you can't even you'll spend all that work on it or debating somebody, and they'll act like you don't have
Yeah.
proof when you just keep throwing it at them, and they'll
You,
act like you're making shit up out of like
the
you
most
know.
disgusting thing about that whole thing also was how they, after they knew they cheated and they won a fight due to the cheating, they're all like hogging and being all religious and fucking hypocrites, man. That's why, like I say, all these people, not all of them, but a lot of people who always thank God first and God, all this, they're all pious, they're the most dirty fuckers, man.
Of course.
Trying to
Probably.
feel good about themselves. Anyways. Anyways, any other topics you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, get Hamed on. I have a little riddle for him. I wanna see what he could come up with. Ask him a few questions.
Riddle me this,
Oh, I
riddle
got
me
I got
that.
a topic we haven't talked about. Did we talk about the whole AJ saying he's not interested in Povetkin and he doesn't want to fight him till
I didn't know that.
2019?
Oh, yeah, you have a
He did
video.
say that?
That's breaking news, I guess, that he's saying that he only wants
Let me check.
Wilder or Fury. He doesn't want nothing.
Pussy, little scared pussy.
So they're
He's
saying,
scared of a midget. How
so now they're
pathetic
saying,
is that?
yeah, they're all happy that fuck the Wilder fight's probably gonna happen now. But it's like that just tells you that he's more afraid of Povetkin than Wilder.
Let me
You would
see.
think he would just take the Povetkin fight and you know.
Well, he might have to vacate the belt because I believe the fight was ordered.
Not yet.
You think they'll negotiate if he unifies?
Oh, here we go. Anthony Joshua given 30 days to negotiate a fight with Povetkin.
Yeah. I mean, look, they could pay these sanctioning bodies off, I suppose, but then Povetkin can take him to court and sue their ass,
If he wants to fight.
unless they offer him a ton of money. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
But at his
That's what
age,
they did with Pulyev. That's exactly what they did with Pulyev. They gave
that's
him
what you
step
think.
aside money, except they never, put an article up on Boxing Scene. But that's exactly what happened.
That's what you think.
They want you to pretend like that part of the world doesn't exist.
Oh, yeah. For sure they pay that guy.
There's no thing as boxers from Russia. What?
I don't know, man. I, you know, I think Pulyev was a very dangerous fight for AJ
Hey,
because of the fucking jab, and AJ's jab is kind of weak.
Alexander
Yeah.
Povetkin to enforce mandatory title shot with Anthony Joshua. So there you have it. He wants to fight Joshua. And it makes
There's a
sense. The
Sky
guy's
Sports
getting
interview
old.
saying that Anthony Joshua says he's not interested in Povetkin.
Well, then he's going to have to relinquish the belt.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Oh,
If he does
if he
that,
does
holy
that,
fucking shit, that's a pussy
that's
move, man. And I can't
that's a
defend the guy,
Canelo
man.
move, man. That's
That's a
what
Canelo
Canelo
move,
did.
man. Yeah. Yeah. And I can't defend it. And the LDBC folks are going to go fucking nuts. They're going to fucking have
You're gonna go ape shit for
They're going to
sure.
go. Yeah. They're going to go nuts. Oh, well. That's a pussy move if he does that. God damn it. What
I
does he
mean,
do?
Povetkin's like 30 pounds smaller than him. I'm talking about, um, you know, effective weight or functional weight rather, because Povetkin's a little chubby.
Mm-hmm. So I don't
I think the
understand.
first 5 rounds will be exciting though.
Look, I think AJ beats him if he doesn't get knocked out, but he's gonna get exposed in that fight. For sure, he's gonna get exposed. He
Did he
already
already
been
get
exposed,
exposed?
but something else about AJ is gonna get exposed. But it's like Errol Spence Jr. ducking Lomachenko, basically. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, man? It's wow.
Yep. That's what it says.
Oh, and I heard the Horn versus Crawford fight's gonna be like you have to order some Disney Direct or something to watch it.
Uh,
Like you have to
I
order
don't
like
know.
ESPN something,
The app, mobile app.
the app, or you have to watch some Disney Direct thing. It's gonna be on Disney.
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
So,
Makes no
so we're
difference
doing
to me.
Disney now, unboxing.
Yeah. Precise thinks Marcus beat Mayweather. Clarence from Houston says that. Clarence says Gervonta is no Rigo. Loma is a hype job. Okay, man. Clarence, I disagree with your opinion, but I will defend to the death for you to say it. For you, oh, I fucked it up. But you get the point. You say Loma is a hype job? Come on, man. Come on.
Isn't Donaire fighting pretty soon?
Frampton. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a tough fight, but you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if fucking Frampton knocks him out, man.
I wouldn't be surprised if Donaire knocks him out.
Yeah.
And then I guess Khan's fighting some dude I've never heard of.
This guy from Canada. From Ontario.
Do you think Khan gets knocked out or what? I think this is it.
I'd put a bet on that. It's like I forgot the odds, but they're pretty good.
They're trying to sell the fight based off him saying something about his wife. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm mad, I'm gonna get revenge.
Might have been fake. You know Eddie Hearn and his bullshit.
Yeah.
Clarence in the
basically
chat room
trying to stay away.
says Lomachenko is good, but being overhyped by fanboys. Alright.
That's a casual statement. That's people who don't know dick about boxing or are fucking too emotional to.
Loma
real.
lost to Salido. Oh man. God, do we have to go back and explain the whole thing, the Salido thing? And...
No, just ignore it. You gotta be a low life to still bring that shit up, man. Seriously, you
he
have no
lost
life.
to It's all about the O. It's all about the zero. Wait, hold on. I'm looking for that bet. Where is it? American. Anyway, so precise. You believe that you wouldn't be surprised if Donaire knocks out Carl Frampton.
No, but you will have to do it early.
Yeah,
The longer the fight goes, yeah.
I don't know. In my opinion, Donaire at featherweight, even at 122, he started to look a little bit not chubby, but plain. I don't know what the word is. Like his body didn't look as. I'm sounding like fucking boxing ego there, looking at the body. Look at his body. He has abs. He's gonna win the fight.
Yeah, that's one guy that, in my opinion, you could pretty safely say was never on the juice.
Yeah. Well, he was doing the 365 day thing, no?
For years, yeah.
That's what you need to do, man. Good.
And he looked it too. Like he didn't have the greatest stamina. You know what I mean? He was always a little soft. So, if anybody was ever clean in the sport of boxing, it was probably Donaire.
No, Amir Khan against Le Greco. Oh, they don't have
Nobody
a knockout.
gives a shit, bro.
I know. Just looking at the odds, 9-1 underdog. That's not that great. I won't take it. Not good.
Oh,
Anyway,
I wanted to say something about underdogs.
Yeah.
You know, going into the Hurd Lara fight, I couldn't for the life of me figure out why Hurd was the underdog. Now, he wasn't a big underdog, but still, you know, I thought Hurd should have been the favorite, and most people were picking Hurd. But, you know, when you analyze those scorecards, unless Hurd knocks him down, what was it, the 12th round?
Yeah.
Yeah, unless he knocks him down, he loses that fight.
Yeah.
I didn't get those scorecards either, dude. I was looking at them this morning and going through each judge, and I was just kind of.
So somebody like, every promoter has their favorites. Like we understand that it ain't right, but we acknowledge that. Why would you choose old, boring, aging Lara over the up and coming and young, exciting with a lot of promise?
I guess because of the
Hurd?
skills. I mean, Lara-Hurd hits a lot, man, and he's pretty basic.
But Lara's on his way out, man. And
Well, yeah, but that's what.
giving him to fight.
Well, we saw
You know
people.
what I mean?
Well, people were saying, "Oh, Lara's gonna use his legs. He's gonna move around." He was fucking fighting like he was purposely going on the ropes, I think, and like why did Lara choose to fight that way? Like we weren't expecting that.
Hurd had a reach advantage, I believe, and he had the height advantage. So that complicated things for Lara because what he does is he runs out of range, then he parks, and then he waits to hit you before, as you're coming into his range, before you step into your range, he gets to hit you. He couldn't do that with Hurd.
Yeah, he did that against Canelo.
He had to get close to him to be able to hit him, right? Because Hurd was always going to be able to hit him first if he kept it at distance. So it made no sense for Lara to. He moved a little bit, but it made no sense for him to fight like he fought Canelo.
Sorry. But this guy Clarence Houston, I mean, this is a fake account, okay? I'm sure this guy's fake. He just keeps on typing stuff like Triple G lost to Jacobs. I had it 9-3. Triple G hype job. Wilder is in his pound for pound list.
You can't argue with crazy, bro. You can't.
I don't. Listen, people, you don't have to make fake LDBC accounts because it just looks bad, man. So stop it. Anyways, sorry for that. Going back to Lara against Hurd. So you are surprised that Lara was the
favorite. Yeah, I'm surprised the machine wasn't behind Jared Hurd. Yeah. It's just a terrible, terrible fucking business plan. It doesn't make any sense. It's like this guy is trying to kill boxing.
Yeah, that's what I said, man. Then Recognize the Matrix said the same thing. He's like, I hope fucking Jared Hurd wins for the sake of boxing. But yeah. By the way, I rewatched the fight and I was scoring it because I didn't score it the first time, and I had it like I was scoring it the next day, and I'm giving every round to Jared Hurd. I'm like, okay, nah, this can't be. I'm doing something wrong because the fight's supposed to be closer than this.
No, it wasn't a close fight at all.
I'm like, I end up giving almost all the rounds to fucking Hurd. I was like, I'm doing something wrong, because I'm
a lot of for sure won 2 rounds. Like for sure, 2 rounds that you couldn't give to Hurd. But there were 10 rounds you could have given the Hurd. Maybe you could have given a lot of 4 rounds, but that's generous in my opinion.
Okay, so I wasn't that wrong. So what the fuck were the judges doing?
Like fetish. People love runners for some reason. Like what the fuck? I mean, he wasn't running, you know what I mean? But like, but Lara's got a lot of fanboys. I don't get it.
You were gonna say something, Michael?
No, I said I was being very generous. I gave Lara 4 rounds. I was being a generous guy.
Yep.
But I mean, there was no way you could argue that it was a robbery. Didn't Shady Slim come out with something for saying that it was a robbery for size? I don't know.
Yeah, I just saw the video. I mean, I saw the title. I didn't listen to the video. It's like, what's the point?
He does a lot of good work. This guy.
I like Shady Slim, but some of his videos are just like, no, okay, why would I listen to this?
Yeah, sometimes he's got some weird ones.
Yeah, like that one.
He's a funny guy.
He was a huge Khan fan, and that didn't turn out too well. His channel started out as like mostly like how Khan was going to be the great one and shit. It didn't turn out that way over the years, you know.
I think he just says a lot of like controversial shit just for the hell of it. Kind of like Travis Gotti, but not nearly as obnoxious. I think Shady Slim just says these outrageous things like they're fact.
Hey, is Don Juan still around? You guys still catch that guy?
I could never fuck with his channel. That dude's phony as fuck.
Yeah,
I'll say it to his face too.
Who?
You ever heard of Enter the Arena, that channel?
Oh yeah. Enter the Arena. What's his name?
Yeah, he calls himself Don Juan.
Yeah, Don Juan. Yeah, sometimes he has good stuff. He was called a coon for the longest of time because he was a Pacquiao fan and he was defending Pacquiao. And this guy got it, man.
That's why I subbed to him at first because I remember he was on that side and I was
Yeah.
listening to what he had to say, but then he started saying all this other stuff after that, and I just kind
Yeah.
of eventually unsubbed.
Well, you can't agree with 100% with somebody, you know. Yeah. There's some
Yeah,
things
but
I just
everything
can't.
is
I can't
breaking
defend.
news or exclusive.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, come on.
Like it's
fake.
like, do you have any connections like that? I mean, come on. Like if us at BDA start going, we have an exclusive interview. We don't have shit, man. Exclusive.
Dude, it's
Like,
so easy to
yeah, you
just
go on the
if you
internet
just
and I
have the
take a
time
story.
to like talk to fighters on Twitter and shit. It's so easy.
Also, yeah, yeah. We were thinking
Small,
about
like
talking
not
to.
the superstars, like
Yeah,
the
we were
lesser
thinking.
known fighters.
We were thinking of talking to boxers in Montreal, but it's like who, like Lemieux? What are we gonna talk about? David Lemieux. I mean, this guy. Tony Stevenson. Fuck it. I don't think this guy gets interviews.
If you can get
Although
into
I know where he
gyms, they're
hangs
always
out.
gonna
Fuck.
have sparring partners from all over the place. So you know what I mean?
Who?
Be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Russ Abner is always a good interview.
Yeah, I've seen him, but I don't know. Yeah, Ross
Is
Amber.
he in
He's
Montreal? I think he is.
yeah. Do you know Otis Grant? He
The
fought.
boxer.
He was a former boxer. He
Yeah,
fought
yeah, yeah.
Roy Jones.
Cruiserweight was he?
No, he was like well, I think maybe he moved to cruiserweight at some point, but he fought Roy Jones. I think at some point he won the NABF, and then he fought Roy Jones in '92. Like he's friends
Canadian.
with a friend, and he's like, "Oh, you can go interviewing, do an interview with him." I'm like, "Okay," but we just haven't set it up yet. But I'm sure he's tired of hearing of people asking him about Roy Jones. Yeah, Otis Grant. Yeah, somebody says Otis Grant fought
That's not
Roy.
insulting.
Huh? What?
That's not insulting at all. Like sometimes you see these interviews where, huh?
Go ahead.
You'll see these interviews where somebody is interviewing a former boxer that fought somebody famous,
Yeah.
and they'll like ask them these bullshit questions just to like not seem rude, but you could tell they really want to talk about the
Yeah.
superstar boxer. It's just so cringeworthy.
Exactly. But no, we're gonna ask other types of questions as well. Like not only that. I mean, he had a good career. He trains other boxers. He was training Lucien Bute when he fought Jack.
Ask him about PEDs in the sport, but like off the record, and then just tell me in private.
All right. Sure. Yeah, we'll ask him on camera. Who cares, man? Hold
No,
on,
he won't tell you anything on camera.
Really? Do you think he knew about Lucien Bute or? Anyways, let's not say that because we might interview him.
Ostarine, there was a problem with Ostarine for a while because it was being used in a lot of these bodybuilding supplements because it was unregulated for a long time, and you could just get away with putting it in there. And apparently, it did have results that are better than just whey protein and shit. So it was there, and if you had bought some stuff, you could have been contaminated with it. Also, it's in the meat too. If it's a very, very low concentration, it could have been from the meat, actually. Especially if you eat horse meat in Russia. Because they give it to racehorses. And then when they're, they break a leg or they're too old, they're no longer winning or even competing, they just get sent to the slaughterhouse.
He eats horse
People in
meat.
Russia like to eat horse meat.
He eats horse meat. And he wanted a pony for, what was it?
You remember that? That shit was weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. But hey, who cares, right?
Yeah. I ate donkey for a few months. It's good meat.
Huh. Oh, wait. Hold on.
It's really good meat.
We
I had
have
buffalo once. It's pretty good.
Recognize the Matrix.
Don't get fooled when they tell you that the crime rate is down in New York. Every time I watch the local news, they're always talking about, well, there was a stabbing here, there was a stabbing there, there was a shooting there, but the crime is down.
That's a good one.
No, it is. It's down.
What up?
That's what's going on, guys.
What's up? What's up?
Oh, not much. I'm in a cab. My car broke down.
Oh, damn.
Oh, man, it's been a crazy day. What are we talking about today?
Everything.
Everything.
Cool. That sounds like my type of show.
What were
We
we
were
talking
talking about
about?
Hurd Lara.
Oh yeah.
Heard a lot of.
Yeah.
I watched that fight
Why
again
Lara
last
was
night.
the preferred, the favorite fighter. The point was that had Hurd not knocked him down in the 12th round, it's very likely that he would have lost that fight. And so it seemed like they were doing everything for Lara to win the fight. And
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense because Hurd is the undefeated up and coming, exciting fighter, and Lara's just kind of on the way out and boring. So why, promote that guy and not Hurd? It just seemed like a really bad business plan, basically.
Yeah, it seems like PBC has been accused of that. I mean, Showtime was definitely trying to sell that. I don't know if you saw the Showtime scorecard. What is it, Bernstein?
No,
I
I
think he
listened to
had
them.
it. Good for you. It's better. It's better to listen to it in a different language because
What
it
was
was
his
bullshit.
score?
They had it 7-5. He had it 114, 113 in favor
Oh,
of Lara.
it was
He
like the
thought Lara.
RG Ward Cavalier fight. It was the same shit.
Right, right.
They're trying to pull that shit off.
But it doesn't
No,
even. You know how we talk about the punch stats and how they've been biased towards the A side. It's funny, right? If you
Yeah.
looked at the punch stats at the end, Showtime shows its punch stat numbers, and so it doesn't even fit the narrative. I think he outpunched Lara by a good, was it like 60 or 70 punches? So it's like, okay, you're saying it's 7-5, you got it 7 rounds to 5. Your punch stats show the total of what you got preaching. He's getting beat up, knocked down. His eyes all
Lumped
jammed
up.
up. Yeah, he's all lumped up. It goes to your point. You would think that they would try to sell the younger Jared Hurd, who is the more exciting fighter.
Yeah.
I don't. I just didn't understand their whole. Maybe that's the way they saw it. I don't know. That's how they score fights, I guess. The way Lara fights was getting beat up. To them, they
They
consider
felt
that the
sorry
winner.
for the little guy.
Yeah, they felt sorry for the smaller. Yeah, I could see that.
they wanted to
Yeah, that's
protect
not
his brand
sports.
still while giving him an L.
Our friend Clarence Houston in the chat says Lara robbed. Oh no, sorry. He says Lara got robbed. He schooled Hurd. I had Lara 8-4. I
Wow.
think this guy's joking,
Keep
man.
going.
This guy is joking.
Yeah, it's just a troll.
Anyways,
That's what I had it. I had an 8-4 Hurd with the knockout.
Hurd was
I had
blocking
him with.
punches really well.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing too. I was seeing him blocking punches, slipping at times. He still
I
needs
think
to work
people,
on that.
I think a lot of noobs, and there's a lot of noobs in boxing now. I think when a fighter lands on the gloves and it just does something, it breaks the guard a little bit, I think they score that shit. They have to. It makes no sense.
mm-hmm.
Or they're just listening to to whoever's broadcasting the fight, and they're
Also,
going off of that. I've been
yeah.
a victim of that. I've done the same thing too. I was like, I'm watching a fight. I'm like, wait a second, maybe I'm missing something. I'm listening to these guys. I go back and watch the fight, and I'm like, nah, I had it right the first time. Who I thought was winning was
These
really winning
days, when
him.
I agree with the commentators, I always got to check myself and be like, okay, pay attention. Maybe you're not paying attention well enough. Pay attention.
They'll be like, Lara's bringing it to Hurd. And you're like, what? No, I just saw him take a punch to the face right now.
I just watch one of those fights in Russian. And
Yeah,
it's always monotone.
exactly.
The guy's knocked out, almost fucking dead, and they're still like acting like nothing happened. It's like, what the fuck? They
How
don't
the
get
fuck was
excited.
Jack and DeGale close, even remotely close? One guy got his career beaten out of him. The other guy, could have gone another 3 rounds. How was that a competitive close fight?
Because
Exactly,
Lara showed a
man.
lot of heart.
The commentating, he got destroyed in that fight. I mean, it was
Yeah.
not even. It was terrible. I remember, I don't know who it was. I was listening to someone talk about that fight on YouTube, and I'm like, dude, I mean, I like you, because the thing is, I like that the person that did it. Maybe we had a fallout after that, because you know how people get stuck in their bias. I'm like, yo, he got fucked up. Sorry for cursing, but you know, it's the truth. He got his teeth knocked out. He's on the floor. He looks like this round can't end fast enough. You know,
Dude, he got perforated eardrums. He got his fucking teeth knocked out, like you said. I think he had like a broken nose or something, and he was pissing blood from all the body punches. So broken ribs, probably. Like he went to the fucking hospital. Jack
Bottle
went to the
Jack.
after party. You know what I mean?
Bottle Jack beat his ass. And now, don't get me wrong, Jack was the bigger guy in the ring. You know, he was. You could see he was putting on some new muscles, and you know it's working for him, and he's gotten better too. Um, it's just that I think going into that fight, a lot of people felt DeGale was the favorite, right? I think I might have even went with Darrell going in that fight, but you know, when you just I thought Lara was gonna win. I thought Lara was gonna be Hurd. I thought going in I give him the edge. But when he's getting his
Because of
ass
how
beat,
much
I'm not.
Trout hit his ass, right? How much Trout was able to hit his ass. You were like, fuck no,
Yeah.
he can't take that from Erislandy Lara. He's gonna get busted up.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Or he would just be, you know, the experience factor would play a part into the fight. But when he was getting his ass whipped, you know, I can say this dude is getting his ass beat. The whole, you know, pretty much the whole fight.
Someone in the chat says there's a clicking noise. Clicking noise.
He's gone now. Yeah, I was hearing it too.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
no.
back.
I'm gonna mute.
Are you cracking nuts or something?
How about now?
Yeah.
Maybe it was for me. I'm
I've got
outside.
I've got a theory, guys. I'm looking in the chat too. I think Clarence is X. That's his real name.
Hmm.
Clarence X. Thompson.
Clarence, how
I think
how
Clarence
soon-
wants to compete with X. Who's the most
Clarence
biased?
X. Thomas, yeah.
Yeah, I'm blocking X from interfering with my phone. He was out of line. He was out of line yesterday. He was going
Well,
crazy.
hey, there you go. He's invading the chat now. He's saying
he
that
threaten
fucking
you?
Jacobs kicked Triple G's ass. He's saying fucking,
Oh yeah, that's
going
him.
off in here.
Oh, X. Got a
Little
new
G
channel.
lost to Canelo.
That's
Yeah.
more credible than, you know, lost to Jacobs, but still. I give Canelo props, man. He did well in that fight. He was very competitive, and he cracked Triple G with some really nice shots, but no way, no how did he win that fight.
Yeah, I see the same way. He landed. If you want to say he landed the flashier shots, and I don't know how people take that into consideration when scoring fights. Like, oh, you know, he landed the flashier shots, but he's getting.
Why does everybody always ignore Triple G's jab? Like, people that think the other guy won't never talk about his jab, and it's like, it's his number one punch. They just act like it doesn't exist.
What? Who does that? Are you serious?
I mean, how else can you give Jacobs the fight or Canelo the fight if you just pretend like Triple G didn't land any jabs? Or you say, oh, they were just jabs, right? I'm like, look at fucking Brooks' eye. They were just jabs.
Look at Jacob's face at the end of the
Oh
fight.
yeah.
Yeah, just jabs.
Jacobs was. Remember that? Yeah, it was you. Wasn't it you, Precise, that made a video mocking the reaction of Jacobs? And it was like a Martin series back in the days.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a fucking classic video, man.
I remember that one.
Yeah. I had a laugh making that video. Many laughs.
Because that's exactly what he looked like at the, you know, not
Yeah.
exactly, but he was beat up to the point where, and then they were trying to say that Triple G was marked up, and it's like, what images are you guys looking at? Why are you trying to sell this? They're trying to sell the BS despite what, you know, what everybody can see. Just by the look of Gennady Golovkin's face, you can tell he was in a fight that he could have lost. I'm like, no. No, that's not what I'm looking at. I'm
And
looking at
people
a
with
guy.
pale skin, they bruise up a lot easier. They have thinner skin. Like a lot less will show a lot more on their faces. That's just a fact. Light skinned people have thin skin. It's just science, you know.
Yeah, yeah, agree. And when you make a darker skinned person look like they're more bruised up than you, no, that means you really fucked them up. That's what that really
Yeah.
means.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
That's what my father used to tell me when he used to get me into spar and I'll be scared as shit. He'll be like, you see that kid? He's a little darker than you. Yeah. You see how his face is? Yeah. He goes, you beat his ass. That's what that means. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear a cracking sound. Like click. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crackling.
I think that's me because I'm on foot. Look, my car kind of needs repairing. So
Oh, do you have your headphones on?
yeah, I got my headphones and it's like banging back
Your,
and forth.
Yeah, they're
your
banging.
cable is probably hitting the phone or something,
Yeah, I'm
or
holding
your
it now.
mic.
How about now? Like I'm holding it.
Still crackling.
My ex is trying to hack your shit, bro.
Maybe.
I
Fucking
think
X.
X.
But yo,
I think no, I was gonna say I think X did something to my car, man.
he put some sugar in
You
your
have no
tank.
no brakes.
There's some sugar in my tank. That fucking homo.
Sneaky ass faggot.
You can take off the seatbelt and just hear a message. Let's play a game.
How
But
about
going
now? Is
back
that
to
clicking?
Jack and it's still crackling. But Jack and DeGale, I rewatched that fight carefully, like because I was doing the film study on it, and I gave Jack 11 rounds. I even thought about if it wasn't for
Yeah.
that little off balance knockdown, he won that round big, the first round. Like he got up and he started whooping on DeGale after that. He was like, "You go," and he got caught. You know, it was a good punch, but it didn't do shit to him. It just knocked him down. Flash knockdown, first round
I
or
think Stu
second round.
disagrees with
I don't
you,
know.
but
I think I scored that fight 8-4 for Jack, but I could see what you're saying. You know what it was? It was the rounds that Jack won were brutal, right? Like I just felt like the rounds he was winning, and even the ones that I thought he lost, you could see just DeGale. This is not going to end well for you. Like this is ending bad, and that's what happened in that last round. And it was just bullshit. I'm like, damn, how the hell they robbing a Mayweather fighter who clearly won the fight, you know? But then
Yeah.
all you got to do is look at the odds for that fight and go look at what the odds were for the fight being a draw. You could kind of you could kind of draw your own conclusions on that one.
Yeah, everybody lost that night. You know,
Yeah,
the house fucking won big. These draws, man, they make a lot of money on these draws, bro. That's what it's about.
good
Canelo
point.
Triple G, man, they got over.
I should have put money on
yeah.
that draw, man. But those things,
Who bet on the draw, right?
yeah.
Nobody.
I think it was 33 to 1. 33 to 1.
Yeah, you would have made fucking crazy money.
I thought it was more like 50 or something.
Oh.
Could have been because Canelo Triple G, they got a lot of like fervent or very dedicated fans, man. They're not no betting on no draw, man. They're just betting on their guy, period.
Yeah.
And you basically knew like either Triple G gets robbed or he wins the fight. So you were like, no, this fight's not a draw. Fuck no, nobody could have seen that coming. But anyway,
Yeah, when I heard that 118, 110, I could remember thinking, oh, okay, they're gonna give that to
Yeah.
fucking Golovkin, right? Next,
that's
they
a
say
little steep
Canelo.
there, but okay.
I'm like, wow,
When
okay, maybe they're gonna give a fair deal. Yeah.
when Michael Buffer
Nah.
started announcing the cards and he didn't say we have a split decision, we have a unanimous, I knew something was wrong. I was like, holy shit.
Right. When he didn't say split decision or anything, he just
Yeah.
like we go to the scorecards,
Yeah.
Adelaide, whatever. Scores about 118, 110. Canelo. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. 118, 110. No.
What's up with the president of Golden Boy that Arturio says that video of him going up to Abel and Triple G and let him know it was a draw before the cards were even announced?
Yeah,
That was
you know,
to
I could,
defuse the bomb because Triple G was gonna be fucking pissed off, and they were all just gonna react like crazy. So they diffuse that. They're just like, it's a draw, guys. So you know what I mean?
you know,
So
to
they
give
don't make
to
a
give them
scene.
a benefit of the doubt. Like, where does Eric Gomez sit at? Right? I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, even though I know what more than likely happened. He sits outside, so I'm thinking, could he have heard the scorecards? Like maybe
Huh?
the
Yeah.
judges giving in the the scorecards and maybe he heard it was a draw. But I'm like, nah, that's not what happened there.
Buffer never, or the announcer is never the second person after the guy that tallies the shit up. He's never just the second person to find out what the score is. Like a lot of people know before Buffer announces it. Like it just gets around.
He passed it around the whole the whole commission.
Well, nowadays with cell phones and like you just text people, whatever. Like you don't even have to make it
Mm.
obvious. You know what I mean?
How come we never interviewed judges in a post fight?
You're not allowed, I think.
Like, why are they not allowed to like
It's
explain?
like well, I know in soccer, in FIFA, when you use FIFA rules and stuff, you can't interview referees. It's probably the
Baseball,
same.
sometimes you could. I know that in baseball.
There's an investigation. Yeah.
Yeah, like with that guy's no hitter, and the guy clearly got him out, but it was
Oh
kind of
yeah,
close, and the
talking
umpire
about
took his no hitter away, and then they'll kind of,
the
the
kid from the
press will get on that
Tigers.
guy's ass. Yeah, you remember that one?
Yeah, I can remember that
That
one.
umpire was like crying in front of the press because he saw the replay, realized he fucked up the call. So
Use instant replay. What the fuck? What's the problem?
I know they're doing that now in baseball. They're doing. I mean, you can use it. I don't know. Maybe Michael Stott knows this, but
in certain times,
certain
yeah.
times, right? You can use it at certain times.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but you mean instant replay like during the fight, or at the end, or what?
During the break, like if
During the
they
break,
call it
yeah.
a knockdown and it's controversial, you could say, if you're the coach, you say, "Hey, can we review that one?" And then they'll like tell the judges to fix it, that they decided it was a bad call in the ref, or like a point deduction for something that shouldn't have been done. Why not just use instant replay?
Is there
and,
enough time in 1
correct
minute in between rounds to look at a video and everything, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can set that up where.
'Cause you don't want to waste time, right? Like, okay, hold on, I'm not done yet.
But
Let's.
no, but you don't have to see it like, as the viewer. They could just do this and then they can announce it and then
Also, the
replay it
ref
during one of the
continues.
rounds and say, "Oh, like
Okay.
they can just replay whatever happened, right, in between rounds, like they always do." And then they sometimes they agree, sometimes they disagree, and then they just say, or Letterman says, "Oh, by the way, guys, that the blue corner used the replay trump card or whatever the fuck, and they were successful in getting the call overturned, so he doesn't lose a point in that instance, but it wasn't a knockdown." You know what I mean? They could do that easily.
You're
they
cutting
shouldn't
off
use
a bit.
replay against Ward and Kovalev.
Of
Oh,
course.
they don't want to do that. They wouldn't do that. I was thinking about a fight that, let's say, if they would have called it a knockdown and it would have been critical on the scorecards. What about like Usyk and Breedis? Remember, I forgot what round it was, where Breedis, I think he wrapped his hand after throwing a punch at Usyk. He wraps his arm around Usyk's head, throws him down. What if the referee would have called it a knockdown, right? And those scorecards were really close, despite what I think and what a lot of other people think. And that would have been enough for Breedis to win the fight and go and advance into in the tournament. So I think
Don't be
replay
surprised.
could be good.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if Usyk gets robbed, by the way. Don't be surprised. Just throwing it out there.
Against Gassiev, right?
Yeah. Because
Well, I mean,
that guy's a threat to the fucking money train in heavyweight.
Do you think they're already preparing for that eventuality?
Man, you just don't know. Because Gassiev is like Joshua, smaller, right? Usyk is a whole fucking different bowl of wax.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
If they have a British referee or something, I'm gonna be
There you go,
scared, man.
Thank you. All right,
Trying
no
to get
worries,
that
man.
in Russia too. So
Well, the fights in isn't it in Saudi Arabia?
but they're trying to get it in Russia. I don't think it'll go to Russia personally, but I've seen some interviews where they're trying to still
It
talk.
makes more sense.
And the fight was postponed, so you just don't know.
Yeah, here's the
Yeah,
noise
with
again.
boxing you can't rule anything out because yeah, I can see that. I mean, I think Usyk should win. Just looking at the at the experience level, the way they fight. Although Gassiev, man, he's good. That man is, he's improved every fight, just about since.
But his best asset is what's going to get him done in against Usyk. Gassiev's best asset is why he loses the fight to Usyk.
Yeah. Are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like the way he goes?
Patience.
Confidence.
His patience. Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Patience gets him, loses him the fight.
The reaction, his reaction is gonna have to be faster than that.
Because Usyk's just gonna start pounding on him. He's gonna feint him. He's gonna move around. He's gonna probe. He's gonna throw a lot of punches. Gassiev likes to take his time. He likes to measure you, study you. It's gonna be difficult as hell to do that against Usyk.
Yeah.
He's gonna overload his computer. It's gonna be a little bit like what happened to Rigondeaux against Matias. Not to that degree, but that's what wins Usyk fight in my opinion. He overloads Gassiev's fucking processor.
Like Gassiev's not a quitter.
No. But he's gonna win the fight. He's gonna be able to hit him more than the other way around. You know what I mean?
Right.
People are saying in the chat, Gassiev has patience and the power. Usyk does not have power.
I disagree with that.
Gassiev will work the body.
Yeah, and Rigondeaux was a jawbreaker. The fuck is power if you can land it? I'm not talking about not being land. You gotta land clean on the button. And if it took you 10 rounds or whatever it was to really get to Dotko's chin, it's gonna be a lot more difficult against Usyk.
Good point. That's true.
Right? Dorticos can go, what was it, 10 rounds or so? Let's say 9. You don't think Usyk can go 12?
Okay, Precise, do you think Usyk could have knocked out Dorticos the same way or decision?
I think he would have beaten him up in TKO.
Yeah, I don't think he would have
so basic.
quite maybe. Yeah, I think he would have stopped him.
Or really tested his chin and heart, you know what I mean? Like really tested him.
Dorticos fought that fight pretty smart in the beginning.
Sorry, there's a good comment
Gassiv had to break him down to a point where, because he was getting back on defense pretty well, defending the left hook from Gassiev, but after he broke him down with the body shots and the fight, just the pace of the fight wore him out a little bit, and he wasn't as quick getting back on defense. That's when Gassiev timed that big left hook, and was able to knock him down. But it took him a while to be able to set that shit up against Dotiko. He had to break him down. Usyk stays sharp till the very end. He breaks you down. You don't break Usyk down, right? He breaks you down.
With degree
By breaking down, I mean you look at a guy's technique in the first round, and then slowly he starts to get sloppier, slower, more labored. That's, it happens to Joshua, right? For example, it happens to a lot of fighters. You break them down, and then you're able to get them.
With degree says Usyk stops his pressure as soon as he gets hit. Bradis isn't a puncher. Go watch the fight back. As soon as a jab hits Usyk, he steps back. Gassiev will punch the shit out of him.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna go watch the fight again.
Did he say Bradis is not a puncher?
Bradis isn't a puncher, but he's basically saying that Usyk stops his pressure as soon as he gets hit.
tell him to go look at punch stats and then tell me about Usyk stopping the pressure.
I saw the.
I'm just the messenger here.
As soon as he would get hit, he landed 3. You know, he was throwing 3 more punches. I saw the opposite, and I don't know if he said Breedis doesn't have power. I mean, go ask Manuel Char what happened to him.
I think what he means to say is that he pushed him back here and there, which he did. But he just pushed him back, and it was a competitive fight. He had his moments, no doubt about it. He didn't stop the pressure. Watch the fight again.
My money is on Gassiev, somebody says.
I'll take that bet. Let's bet.
Oh, another one? Like the precise bet? That
No,
didn't go.
money.
Yeah,
money.
Oh. I thought you said you never... Oh, who said... I thought it was...
Well, someone's offering me free money. How am I going to say no?
Damn.
If they are.
I'm willing to take a chance and bet on it going 12 for Usyk.
You know what? Let's look at the bets. Anyways. Guys, what about Pac-Man firing Freddy Roach? What do you guys
Awesome.
think about
Good for
that?
him.
Yeah.
Finally.
Okay, so check this out, guys. First round, right? Usyk throws 58. Second round, 79. Third round, 61. Fourth round, 67. Fifth round, 74. 62. 70. 63. 87. 79. 82. 66. And he outthrew him by 144 punches. So he was applying pressure, and he picked the pressure up.
Can I say
it's nonsense. It's nonsense. I watched the fight. I saw the fight.
I saw the fight with British commentators, the Brady's against Usyk fight, and holy shit, now it makes fucking sense. These commentators were biased against Usyk. They were making the fight seem closer than it actually was. It wasn't even that close. Is it
He's
because they're protecting Joshua?
Bro. He's a huge threat to their money. Gravy train.
Wow.
It all makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, if I look at it from that perspective, yes.
If you look at potentially the guys that could make big money, well, one guy's definitely making big money already. That's Joshua, and Deontay Wilder, he could be a money train if, let's say, he knocks out Anthony Joshua, or if he was to ever grow balls and fucking fight Povetkin. You can see where Usyk can outbox. The only question is if Usyk gets hit by them, right? What happens? That's my only question.
But we don't know that.
The boxing part, I see him beating those guys easy. Not even.
That's all that matters, bro. Like who picks fights on who can take whose punch? Like we rarely pick fights like that, don't we? Like theoretically anybody could knock anybody out. You know, you could get knocked out by Briedis. You could have gotten knocked out by Tuck. He could have gotten knocked out by Glowacki. Like those are basically heavyweights. They're small heavyweights, but he didn't. You know, so I don't worry about that stuff when I make predictions, unless it's fucking Amir Khan versus a huge puncher. Then yeah, but Usyk's not a chinny guy.
Gassiev, 26 wins, 19 KOs. Oh man, precise talking shit. I don't know what that means. I don't know. With degree, he says Gassiev, 26 wins, 19 KOs. Man, precise talking shit.
I don't know what that means.
No, I don't know. I thought because you mentioned something about power or something. I don't know.
You're supposed to just admit Gassiev.
Is that the same person?
Man.
Is that the same person that said that he picked out the pressure when?
Yeah.
When in reality he actually upped the pressure. So come on, bro, step your game up. And that photo, your avatar photo, that's some gay shit. I don't know why you would ever want to get your face that close to another man's, but that's on you, brother.
I'm just a messenger here. Hawk and Perez, 12 rounds, unanimous decision. I don't know what's going on. Anyways. So, yep. I hear street stuff. Anything else? Anything in your what you want to talk about?
I don't.
Hey,
I
did
mean,
you
like,
guys read that story? I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
which one? Which one? No, I mean, I was
No,
just
this
gonna
is-
ask him a question.
What are we waiting for? Come on, let's go! What are we waiting for? Come on, let's go!
Tell us the story, Frank.
Oh. No, I was reading this story. I found it to be interesting. I want to know if you guys heard it. It has to do with Floyd Mayweather. So Floyd Mayweather, there's a story that came out. I think it was about Bad Left Hook, and that he said that he thought that Canelo was on something when they fought. Right now, the person that told this writer, whose name slips me right now, that Floyd thought that Canelo was on something on their fight was a senator by the name of Harry Reid. I think that was his name.
Uh-huh.
So I'm thinking to myself, what fucking boxer talks to senators about other fighters being on something?
Canelo was definitely on something. I thought it was the fucking breatharian diet.
Mayweather's a crony capitalist. That's why.
I think Mayweather's a snitch, man. Like he's like one of those really bad snitches that do shit. You know, he actually does steroids. He knows who's doing it. He knows when. Because he's got like a little fucking. He's like a little fucking agent. I don't trust that brother. I don't know why people even trust this guy.
What's he getting in return?
You know,
Could be
fight in
anything.
his favor. Make sure that he's not taking anything.
Mhm.
Maybe tax breaks or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe a nice tax break.
Can they deal
Very-
that?
I just found the whole story interesting. He's talking to
Ah,
senators.
that's very interesting.
Why are you talking to senators about other fighters and what they might be using?
Wow.
Sounds like a snitch to me. I'm sorry. Sounds like a little plant that, you know, takes shit and knows who's taking.
He's
Yep.
cool with Trump.
But I-
so-
Ward, Mayweather, they're all like that. They got spies in your camp. You know,
Yeah.
they got fucking homo thugs following you around wherever you go. You know, like straight up. That's just the kind of fucking maggots that they are.
That's so insecure. If you're a good fighter and you think you're a good fighter, then you prove it in the ring. You don't do all these charades and shit outside and spy.
Yeah, I don't.
That's why I laugh when people tell me he's TBE. Like a what?
You recognize your earphones are still doing that noise
How about now?
better. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Better?
Yeah.
Got it. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing now. All right. It's hard. It's hard not having your car. Shit. I didn't even realize how much I'm not used to walking. Go ahead, go. Go, lady.
So when's the next? What's the next idea for the next meeting?
During the next meeting. Renaissance?
Either that or whichever. Either another boxing session. I'm down for both.
I don't know. Not much
Have
going
they
on
even
this.
narrowed it down with who Canelo's going to fight? I mean, not Canelo. Golovkin.
I haven't heard nothing.
He might not even fight, man. That's what they're saying.
He might as well not.
They're trying to move it to StubHub or something.
You know, maybe he shouldn't fight on that date and get there with maybe in June, right? Fight what's the kid's name from his name's slipping me right now from the Ukrainian kid.
Zeravianchenko.
Yeah.
He should fight somebody, man. I mean, if they could move it and get it off pay-per-view, I think that's better. But he should fight somebody just to stay in the
Yeah.
ring and stay sharp, you know.
Yeah. That's what I
He's
think.
old. He needs to stay active.
That's why I don't think, like, he's 35. I don't care who he fights. I'm not gonna be all critical. Just fight
That's
somebody.
why people who are critical or they're telling him to scrap the date. Those are not Triple G fans. Why would you want to do him like that?
Right. Why would they want to throw him in there right away with somebody he hasn't even had time to?
If you don't like the
prepare
fight,
for?
don't watch this shit. You know what I mean? What the fuck? Stop crying like a little bitch. If you don't like the fight, don't watch it.
You see, this proves
Really
my
that
point.
simple.
That Golovkin he's always been a cherry picker. Shut up, man.
I think I read all day this morning that like people saying that Loeffler's got to be the worst promoter in boxing history. That he doesn't know how to do
Yeah.
shit. And
Yeah,
I don't know how to defend him a little.
this
bit,
was
but
his plan.
I think it's crazy that people think that shit though.
My God,
They're like Triple G should fire Loeffler. He doesn't even know what he's doing.
he should go without Heyman.
Loeffler's stupid.
Triple G should sign without Heyman.
Yeah. Watch his career really go nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Apparently,
he'll take one uppercut and the ref will wave it.
Yeah, exactly.
Golovkin might fight Saunders in September. So they're bypassing Canelo. They didn't even care. But I don't know if it's just a bluff.
Well, at this point, Canelo's irrelevant. If I'm Triple G, I'm like, listen, I'll fight you when I say so. September, I'm gonna have a fight, or late June, early July, and maybe Yavianchenko, or if Andrade's really serious. Sometimes I doubt that he's that serious, about fighting him.
You better take a low
Did you
pay.
guys hear Lou DiBella saying that he's gonna try to get Golovkin stripped if he doesn't fight his fighter next
Which one?
on May
Which
5th?
fight?
Charlo?
No, Derevianchenko.
Ah.
Oh shit! Really?
I mean,
I heard people.
dude,
Yeah.
it's just like such a bitch move if you even try to do that. Like, he wasn't supposed to be fighting your fighter anyway. The IBF haven't even called a mandatory, and they're not gonna do it, 30 days before the fight. It's just like, come on, man.
What does
are
he
you
want?
doing?
Like a pay? Like, what?
Yeah, I've heard people say that he should fight Charlo now, and like if he doesn't, then he's a duck.
Yeah. It's like,
Charlo,
Wow.
Charlo's fighting somebody.
yeah,
Right?
he's already
Yeah, but they're
Centeno.
saying just cancel the fight.
Yeah.
And just fight Triple G. I'm like, okay, they'll just do that. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Charlo
you
So
want him
easy.
to.
nothing to the table, nothing at all. And these stupid idiots want Golovkin to be like, yeah, I'm gonna change my plans for fucking this blonde-headed,
Golovkin should be calling out these
weirdo.
people. He's the one that should be calling out everyone. He's a champion, but he has to call out
Yeah,
every
he has
fighter.
to call out everybody.
What the fuck is this?
These people are backwards, man.
Yeah, retarded.
It's about what people want to see, not reality. It's just what they want to see manifest into their.
No, they don't
reality.
want to see that fight, bro. They don't want to see that fight. Like they did. They didn't want to see Rigon Lomachenko. They thought they did, but they didn't really want to see that. They don't really want to see Charlo get in the ring with Golovkin right now. Fuck no, they don't. Because it's not going to end well for Charlo right now at this point in time.
Nope.
Yeah, very true. Just like
Yeah,
Walters, I remember
he gets
hearing
knocked
him
out.
talking all that mess about Walters gonna kill fucking Lomachenko, and we saw how that went through.
Dude, these guys have said everybody was gonna kill, Lomachenko, and he makes them quit, and the next thing you know, they're crying, "Oh, he broke my heart," and then they're throwing the guy that broke their heart under the bus, saying he was a bum. He was a bum. He was old, and this come up with a million excuses. I don't take them serious.
You can't.
Fuck them. Fuck them.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck him.
I can't wait to see them turn their back on Wilder when Wilder's career.
Oh, when he gets knocked out,
when he
whoever knocks him out, you better believe they'll turn their back on him.
I want to hear X when Wilder gets knocked out. It's gonna be an
Oh, X
exclusive
is
show.
X is gonna pretend like he never rooted for Wilder, just like he calls Mayweather a coon, and he used to be the biggest Mayweather fan. Dude, I created X on the LDBC. That's where his character comes from.
Yeah.
He's just a little, over exaggerated. I would say that.
It's like a combination of different ones.
Oh yeah. All I gotta do is watch a couple of videos. I got my idea for my next one. It's not that hard at all.
X is gonna take over YouTube.
This is my shit. I'm taking over. Me.
The guy.
So who's picking Gassiev?
There's a few people in the chat that actually picked Gassiev. I didn't read all the comments, but there's a few, man. Oh, sorry. BDA Boxing, you keep
And they'll
ignoring.
change their name and avatar after the fight and still keep acting tough.
Well, We Degree made a bet. He says that if you win, he's gonna subscribe to your channel.
I'll be sure to block him. Oh wait, he is. That's why he's always crying, because he gets no play on my stupendous channel. That's why he's butthurt.
Could be, could be.
I give Gassiev a good chance. It's just I'm not gonna pick him.
No, he got a chance. He could knock him out. You know, he can. Anybody can be knocked out.
Yeah, but what are the chances? That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a good
It's
fight.
kinda
It's a
like
lot
the
at stake, Got
It's a great
all
fight.
The belts on the line. You got money on the table. You got undefeated records. I mean, I'm surprised nobody's talking about this fight. I thought everybody was for unification. Unification.
It only matters when it's in the United States, man.
Triple G started that whole trend, man. Nobody gave a fuck about undisputed or unification. Everybody gave up on it. They're like, oh, it's impossible. It's never going to happen, blah, blah, blah. And Triple G resurrected that shit.
And then
Who else was talking about
Crawford in
all the
Dongo.
belts, all the belts? Who else? Nobody. Now Wilder's talking about it. Joshua's talking about it because they saw how much commercial success Triple G had, saying, I want all the belts. Give me my belt.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So they're copying, Triple G, all of them.
Bunch of biters, man.
Well, it's a successful formula in this day and age. It was like, 13, 14, 15 years with no undisputed?
I think Canelo's trying to go a different route and try to show that he don't need the establishment or the belts to be a success, which he'll probably get his
He
fans.
already
But
created 2 divisions, bro. He's already in the history books for creating 2 separate divisions. 155 and 164.
yeah.
Sorry.
And I gotta say this, man. Fuck BoxRec. How the hell they have this guy number 1?
Like forever.
Can somebody explain? What? What is he? What are they talking about at number 1 middleweight? Doing what? Who did he beat?
They have him number 1 pound for pound on BoxRec.
He beat fucking Cotto, he wasn't even a middleweight. Okay. He knocked out Amir Khan, a welterweight. And this guy's number 1. Get the fuck out of here.
Graphic Prod says, CompuBox says Brady's outlanded Usyk. So he says, I don't know where Precise is getting that stuff, basically.
I was talking about pressure, punches thrown. So you got to start paying attention, man.
There you have it, Graphic Prod. There's your answer. Somebody says, if Gassiev wins, Precise Puncher changes his channel name to Approximate Puncher. All right.
One day I'll get a
Precise,
prediction
Joker
wrong
here.
and all the dweebs will rejoice. It's
Hey,
coming.
Precise, did you have a channel a long time ago called Suds or something? I never got to ask you about that.
No, that was just alter ego. Like Deontay Wilder has the bronze bomber. Suds used to catch all kinds of bodies back in the day.
What? A channel I didn't know about.
Yeah,
It was just an alter. It wasn't a channel.
Oh, okay. You were in the comment section or something? Because I
No,
remember
he's
him
talking
saying,
shit.
yeah, I remember him saying like that's how you started out in YouTube was like you were some dude named Suds and then you kind of got into
So
boxing.
no, but whatever.
Oh.
Precise fetish channel. That's what someone says. It's we degree. What's up with you and Precise? Anyways,
And yeah, what's a recognize the Matrix? Did you change your name or have you had different channels?
No, I had my Silver channel, right? Mr. Silver. I started it off as Frank Silver, and then turned that one into Mr. Silver. One day I wake up and I have all my videos were gone from my channel. So I
No
just said,
shit.
"Fuck this! Somebody did something," because I got one of those notifications that. And again, I don't know what happened there exactly. I don't know if I slept on my phone. It had something to do with me, but it was something really strange, man. All my videos gone down. So I said, "Fuck it." It looks like maybe somebody hacked into my YouTube account. So I said, I'm done with that and just open up a new one. I always liked the Matrix, and I called it, recognize the Matrix. Actually, my daughter came up with the recognize the Matrix thing.
Tight,
That
yeah,
happened to
that's
some
funny.
people in the past. Like this shit got hacked back in the day. I remember that. People are just fucking lowlights, man.
Yeah, precise. One day I just wake up and my fucking videos, they're all gone. None of them are there. Like what?
Yeah,
Max, right? Max,
yeah,
Max Robert. He's
Yeah,
the
his
one
shit
that
yeah.
got
told
turned
me.
off too.
He was like, "Dude, did you just delete all your videos?" I said, "No. What are you talking about?" He goes, look at your YouTube channel. Try to get in and nothing.
And Max's channel got turned off too, right?
No, he just stopped making videos.
Yeah, I think
Stop.
he just stopped. Max just stopped making videos. I think he got there were certain issues that were bothering him with the whole boxing shit, and I don't blame him.
why would punches thrown matter if they aren't landing? That's a message for Precise.
Oh
I
God.
mean, dude, look at Brady's face. Tell me who won the fight. Like, what's wrong with people, man?
Usyk
Oh, the
got a
face
gift
doesn't
decision
matter.
versus Brady's. I don't know what's going on here, man.
I wasn't talking about who won the fight. I wasn't using the punch stats to say who won the fight. I was talking about how much pressure Usyk applied. So the best way to discern that, in case you don't understand that or you weren't listening, paying attention, is to look at the amount of punches thrown, approximate amount of punches thrown. Okay, and clearly Usyk picked up the pressure in the fight.
He
So that
keeps
was the
Over
only
saying
point I
800
was making.
punches.
he's looking at CompuBox
Over
numbers.
800 punches. A cruiserweight, a guy who weighs over
Let me
200
look at the
pounds,
CompuBox numbers.
throwing over 800 punches in 12
Whatever.
rounds.
These people are smoking crack, man. He out threw and outlanded them. Like they're retarded. I don't know what the fuck they're saying, but I'm gonna go check again, and if I'm retarded, I'll apologize if I'm the retarded one.
Brady's fought a good fight, but he came up second. That's what happened. Nothing would change that. Statistically.
Are you still walking, man?
Yeah, I'm looking for a McDonald's that's supposed to be around here. I'm
That
fuck
shit
it.
disgusting, man.
Well, I mean, right now I'm not.
When you have to, yeah. I ate
I
McDonald's
gotta
like
get something to eat, man.
a few weeks ago, and I hadn't eaten McDonald's in a long time, and fuck,
Me
I
either.
got sick, man.
Oh, did you get sick? You see, that's what I'm worried about. 'Cause I don't eat that shit. But
Yeah, if you don't eat it often and you eat it at some point, man, it's not gonna end. It's not gonna be good.
I'm on Canal Street. You guys ever heard of Canal Street?
Yeah, I've been on Canal Street,
So that's where I'm at.
Manhattan.
So yeah, it's Manhattan.
Yeah,
This is one guy
I've
who
been on
always told.
Houston Street too.
Yeah.
I
I'm
said
not too far
Houston,
from
man. I got roasted.
Yeah. You know something? When I first came here, when I first came to New York, and I always called it Houston, and everybody would just look at me like, "Damn, what do you mean Houston? You're not from here, right?" And I was like, "No, what do you mean? It says Houston right there." They're like, dude, that's
Yeah.
Houston Street. That's Houston. I'm like, oh, I don't know. What
I'm gonna be back in a bathroom break
Just
here.
for the reason why I said where I'm at, because I know there's a few trolls that come on my channel, and they're like, I know you from New York. I'm gonna break your jaw. I'm gonna break your jaw. So I'm letting them know where I'm at right now.
Yeah,
It's true.
14, 16-year-olds.
Yeah, exactly.
I was sitting out in Washington Park one time, just chilling, and there's a ton of people walking by, just checking out people, ladies, and my eye just caught this girl's ass because it was a really pretty ass, and I was a little bit captivated. I didn't even realize, not that I gave a fuck anyway, because it doesn't really matter in Chicago. But I realized she was with her dude, and he just like ran up on me, and he wanted to fight me because I looked at his girl's ass.
How did he even know?
Sounds like New York. Same
He
thing.
was like
And
scoping the scene to see if people were looking at his lady's ass or what.
he must have. I mean, it was like 1,000 people within the block radius. You know what I mean? Like, dude,
I've
go
seen
on
but
with your life, man. Like,
I've
what?
seen Vitaly TV do a prank like that where like his lady was walking in front of him and like dudes would check out her ass and he'd be like, "Yo, that's my lady," and then they would like record their reaction and shit. They'd let them know there was a hidden camera. But like some fools would want to fight him too.
Maybe I got on TV.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that one too.
Did you guys see that one? It's pretty funny, dude. His lady's wearing yoga pants. She's got a real nice ass, and like she's about 10 feet and 15 feet in front of him on the sidewalk. And she'll walk by, and dudes will just stare, and then all of a sudden he'll tap their shoulder, "Yo, what's up? It's my girl." And they'd be all like, "Oh shit," you know. Some would say they're sorry, and some would actually be like, "What are you gonna do about it?"
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
I would say,
People are
hey, you
crazy.
gotta. My apologies, but your girl's hot.
But yo, New York, for real, man. New York is crazy. That's a vampire city, man.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I'm actually surrounded by them right now, so I gotta be careful what I say. I'm a big
Yeah.
guy, but when it's like 10 and you're by yourself, unless you're you know, have a little backup, gotta be careful what you say.
Yeah.
It's still cold out here too. Right? It's like we're in spring already. It's like in the 30s.
It's always between 17 and 22 here, no matter what time of year.
Wow, where you're at, right?
Celsius. Yeah, Celsius. That's like, I don't know what that is like. It's probably 60 to 80, 85, 60 to 85 all the
All,
time.
all year round.
Yeah, nights are cold and the days are warm. Sometimes you have a cool day where it'd be like 70. It varies, but it's always in that range.
It was pretty warm today here. Finally, it's been pretty cold. Finally got a pretty warm day.
SoCal.
Yeah, like kind of north of LA, Central Coast.
I liked LA. I went down to LA once. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it depends on what part you're at for sure. It's pretty big, so
You could say that about any place on the planet.
yeah.
Like, mm,
Sure,
I'm on the
Mexico
rooftop.
City's got cool places to go to and places you don't want to be at.
yeah.
There's cool places in LA, dude. Like, but then there's places like you wouldn't even want to drive down or nothing. where you would flip a Yui real quick when you were down like the wrong street. You'd be like, oh shit, fuck out of here. All these bums sleeping on the street and everything. Like, fuck out of here.
Is a big one
Yeah,
coming?
Chicago got that. San Francisco got that. It's the shit's everywhere.
Yeah.
Chicago, Chicago, from what I hear, is really dangerous. I mean, I went there one time on a visit. That's when I was into like going to different stadiums, baseball stadiums. We went to Wrigley Field, and that part of Chicago.
Man, I remember being a kid in Chicago and getting like your first bicycle and going rolling around the city with your buddies because it's enormous. And like you go through these neighborhoods and people just start throwing shit at you, chasing after you, trying to spit at you, beer bottles, milk crates, like all kinds of shit flying at your
The
ass.
fuck?
And you're just like, I'm just a kid on my bicycle. Like, what's the problem? That's Chicago for you, man.
I never got that either. You know, like growing up for some reason, like if you went too far, it was like some kid from another neighborhood or didn't like you guys coming into their
Sorry,
neighborhood.
Bucho.
Adults, bro, not kids. Also kids, but fucking
Oh, we're
grown
talking
ass
about
people throw shit at
adults.
you and yell and just like tell you to get the fuck out of their neighborhood. One time there was a hydrant open on the west side. I was driving around and I just decided to like take some pictures. Step out of my car, take pictures, and this dude walks up to me and he wants a little bit of money. And I'm just like, whatever, man, get out of my face. And then like he tries to hold my door and wave these guys in to like I don't know do whatever. I had to like push him off, hop in the car, and just roll the fuck out of there because it's just man. Chi-Town's a fucking shithole, man. Fucking shithole.
Yeah, see, you should go to Simi Valley, California. They'll fucking the crackheads will you'll be at a intersection and they'll run up and ask you if you have
I'm
any
not
money. I'll
scared of
fucking
crackheads, man. I could probably knock out 10 crackheads, man, especially if they're fiending or on on some shit. But you know, when it's a group of motherfuckers, you know, and they're drinking, I'm out of there.
yeah. I got
Like
punked with
when
some
I
dudes
moved
once.
from, say what?
No, I got punked with some dudes once like that because they were kicking and we were blazing it, and there was more of them or something, and they kind of got on the blunts that we were rolling or passing around, and then they just kind of like started walking away with them, and we were like, "What the fuck?" And then they were like wanted to fight over the blunts, and we were just kind of like, "All right, whatever." Like I had more shit, you know. I wasn't gonna fight over it, so I was just like, "Fuck it, they wanted that bad. Go, you know, go have fun with it while it lasts."
No,
You
fuck
know.
all that. Man, when I moved to Oakland from Chicago, people were like, "Oh my God, it's so dangerous. Why you going there?" Da da da, all this shit. And Oakland was like so chill compared to Chicago. It's not even comparable, man. Cali, people are just more relaxed, bro, than Midwest or East Coast. They're just more laid back.
Until they run out of money or something, or something happens, they flip the fuck out, start killing their family and shit,
Well,
shooting up a
every place
block or
has
something.
crazy people, but
Yeah.
like in New York, you bump into somebody or people just like walk over you. Like they'll bump into you and nobody gives a shit. They're just on their way and they're rude and they're
Yeah.
just I don't know, very abrasive and shitty. Chicago's less so like that, but you get some of that there. But like Cali, everyone's just chill. There's
Mhm.
none of that tension like Midwest or East Coast.
Yeah, New York people got bad attitudes. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, nasty.
Real nasty attitude. That's why you hear a lot of stories of shootings happening, and they're like, "Oh, we don't know what happened, but there was some words exchanged." Well, it's the nasty attitude. Two people with nasty attitudes bump into each other, and that's your result.
Like
But I like
LA
Chicago.
people, LA people will like they're very interactive with people that they don't know and shit like that. Where in Oxnard or places like that, you kind of like it's not normal to talk to someone you don't know and shit.
Hmm.
Like if you do, they'll probably get scared or something. Or like in LA, like they just like you can walk on the street in LA and they'll make eye contact with you with strangers. But like if you do that in Oxnard or something, they'll think you're crazy or that you're trying to do something to them or something. They'll be like they'll take it as a threat.
In New York, you look somebody in the eye, they're like, "What the fuck you looking at?
Yeah.
The fuck
Now, like in LA, everyone's looking at each other like they want to fuck each other. Like everyone's just looking to like hook up and shit. Like all the girls just look at you and fucking, like where like if you look at girls here, they'll fucking probably run and call the cops or something.
Someone's asking if there's a lot of Polish people in Chicago. I think
What's
that's a
that?
yes.
It's me.
Somebody else is saying, I looked up the CompuBox stats for Usyk versus Brady's. Usyk outlanded and outthrew Brady's. Okay. Now we're getting conflicting information.
Yeah, I thought I thought the CompuBox stats were off. The way I saw it, Usyk was landing a lot more than Briedis. He blocked so many of his shots, you know, and and he was rocking him off balance with the shots. Briedis would connect clearly, but he never really got Usyk out of position. Not as much as Usyk got him out of position with his own shots. Like I don't know, man. This just how I look at fights, how I watch fights. It's just what I see. You know what I mean? So
We get it. So anything
I
else?
don't got.
Yeah, I mean, neither. Maybe we should
So
end
when's
this,
the
I
next
guess, or
conspiracy
unless
talk? Like the topic?
what?
Nah, like in Second Renaissance. Just I don't know.
Yeah,
Just saying. Let me know whenever you wanna
I mean we gotta be
do it.
careful because last time we wrote MGTOWs in the title of the video, and we attracted all these weirdos, and
But it was
so
entertaining.
yeah, I guess, but yeah,
Let's go with vegans next time. I mean, that's
uh,
gonna be some reaction.
gonna fucking block us or something. They're gonna flag our video. It's gonna be fucking nuts.
I
Is
don't
that
know,
what
dude. I
happened?
These
watch
people get
videos of
aggressive.
way
Fuck.
crazier shit, bro. Of Hangouts. There's like Hangouts of like white supremacists and shit and
Really?
other fucking national. Trust me, bro. They're out there, dude. Like if they could say that shit, then
Okay.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. We're not doing nothing crazy. I don't think.
No, no, I know, but you never know with YouTube. I mean, I don't know how they fucking operate.
Do any of you have any like strict diets or special diets?
I
Okay.
do, but not, I'm breaking
We
that right
used to.
now.
What's your diet?
Oh, basically, during the week, I eat mostly chicken and fish during the week, and then on the weekends, I'll treat myself to like a nice meal. Usually, some I don't habichuela or some, some pork chops or
Do you got a
whatever.
bodybuilding diet or something?
No, I don't do that anymore. I basically now everything is maintaining weight because I don't want to get too. I don't want to get like
Okay.
220 is the max where I mean I'm 6 feet 2 inches tall, so 220 is like where I want to. I don't want to go over that limit. I have in the past gone past that like 230.
So you like Provican size?
Um, something like that, right? He's what 6'2". I mean, I would just say,
Yeah,
no offense, I'm slimmer than he is.
got you.
Got a got a slimmer
Well, he's not
build.
fat. He's just a bear. He's a Russian bear. That's all.
Right, he's got more of a thicker, thicker.
Like Usyk.
Body. I'm something like Usyk, yeah. I would say like that's what
Yeah.
Usyk is 6'2", right? Somewhere around there, 6'2",
3.
6'3", 6'3".
6'3".
Yeah, so I'm like around that size, but I don't want to get past the 220 mark because I start feeling sluggish and just slow. When I'm under 220, I feel, at my best. So eating wise, at least for me at this age, plays a big role. It allows me to work out better. You know, hold on, there's a fight
Yeah,
about to
but
break
you
out
guys,
right now.
the rest of you, don't have any special diets and shit.
Film the fight. Film the fight.
Whatever.
It sounds
Shit.
pretty crazy in the background there.
Yeah, this is Manhattan, man.
Let's put it on the screen here. Pre-fight.
I don't know. Whatever you guys want to talk about on
I mean,
the
I
segment.
I have a basic Mexican diet, dude. I just have beans and corn and tomatoes
You guys
and
are
a
just
salad.
normal. Okay, stop. You're just normal.
When I
You
used to
just
Michael,
like
like
play
certain
sports,
foods.
Michael, you're Mexican, right?
like half Mexican, yeah.
It's the other half.
But I mean, when I played sports, I got into the whole GNC supplements and all that shit. And I used to take ephedrine when it was legal. You know, I took it to get myself pumped up for the games
What's
and
that?
stuff. I used to take ephedrine when I played sports, and I took other supplements and stuff like protein, aminos, and I would buy all that shit.
Pre-workout stuff.
Yeah, I was really into thermogenesis shit to get myself all wired.
So
Probably
clan
didn't
would have
need
been your
it, but
thing.
what's that?
Clan would have been your thing.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it at the time. Like, I just went off of what you could kind of buy over the counter.
Should have just driven down to Tijuana. I got you some clan.
Yeah. Some dudes got us like some Deca Duraball and pills, and like we used them for like a couple weeks or something, but I didn't get like a full cycle of it. Like some people just gave them to us.
So all
Got out of the
these top PEDs, all the steroids, anabolic, all that stuff was basically developed and produced in the West, like Germany, Switzerland, US, right? But Russians are the dopers.
Yeah.
They didn't invent like hardly any of that stuff. Definitely not any of the big ones, right?
Hey, my
That's the
sister's
most
doing
of
a thing
everything.
for her.
But they're
For
just the ones using it.
there's a thing my sister's doing for her college thing, and it's on Adderall, and she's part of it was like that Olympian that with this one that small girl. Fuck, I forgot her name, dude.
Simone Biles.
But yeah, something
Simone
like that.
Biles,
But
yeah.
she was like getting a TUE for Adderall use.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So it's like she wins golds, and no one even talks about how she's basically on speed
yeah. She's on amphetamine. She's juiced.
because she needs it because she has issues. Like she's, even
All the American athletes are juiced. They're enhanced. All of them. Just look at them. You know what I mean? Look at these American athletes compared to other athletes. Look at like their muscles and they're just if anybody's juiced or it's the Americans. That's who invented all this shit.
yeah.
Most of it, some of it, a lot of it. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't they be on it? There's this documentary where this one guy is talking about gene doping.
Hmm.
He works in it, he's developing it, he's talking about the future of it, and then he said that this one high school coach, this is in the United States, called him up and asked him how he can get if he could inject his entire team with this stuff, you know what I mean? Like seriously was inquiring into getting that done into high school kids. Just,
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'm really interested in that gene doping, kind of like researching that shit. Not because I want to use it or anything like that, just to see how that whole thing works. I mean, the whole PED things, I've never done them, but I find it the only reason why I didn't do it was out of fear, not fear of getting caught of anything, but just how I would react to taking something that like steroids, anabolic steroids. Would it make me more aggressive than I am right now? And what did that mean? Would it be something that could play a huge role in my demise or something like that? That's the
Kind of
only
how you
reason
are.
why.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the only reason why I did it. Because I got
Tell you,
offered by it. by just about everyone that was into sports.
That's how you think before you try any drugs, dude. You're always like, fuck, what's it gonna do to me? And then you try it and you're like, oh, it wasn't that bad.
I can tell you for sure, like in Florida, when I was living over there, guys in high school were definitely using steroids back then. I mean, they were. And I don't see why they would stop now. You know, there's some part of Florida where I was living at. There was quite a few guys that went into the like whether it was the NFL, the NBA, or college
You're
sports.
recognized. Can you talk closer to your mic?
Yeah, I couldn't really hear him.
Yeah.
You hear me now?
Yeah, a
little
bit
bit.
better.
There's a
Yeah, that
lot of
McDonald's.
background noise.
Yeah, there's a lot of background
McDonald's.
noise also.
That McDonald's was a fucking shithole. My God. Jesus, there was like two dudes there arguing about, no, that's my money. That's my money. That's where I sell at. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh wow.
That's what the whole thing was about. I had to keep like I had to like keep my my mic down and mute it because these guys were too loud. But anyway, no, I was just saying that where I grew up at in Florida, when I first came from Puerto Rico, I lived in Florida full time, and then I came to New York. But when I was in Florida, man, you're talking about I was about 15 and 16 years old. There was everybody offering me steroids. You know, oh, you like to play baseball? Yeah, you're pretty good. You like to play football? Yeah, you like to box? Yeah. You know, I could get you some steroids, and these were adults. You know, and the only reason why I didn't take it was out of fear. That was it. That's the only reason why I didn't take it. And
Yeah, I
Oh,
was more
Florida.
interested in recreational drugs, and it was all there too. So I can only imagine, you know,
oh
if you
yeah,
could get
yeah,
all
that's
kinds of fucking, I mean, acid, shrooms, weed,
oh yeah.
cocaine, LSD, whatever you wanted, you could get. So if you could get that, steroids, that's easy, probably. High school.
In high school, I was more interested in. Yeah, I was interested in playing sports, but I wanted to smoke. That's what I wanted to do. Like F that. That's steroids. That's the
Florida's where it's at. You're saying you were offered a lot of stuff in Florida.
Yeah, in terms of like PEDs, mainly back then it was steroids.
Oh. Yeah, I had
Was,
family that were pro bodybuilders and they moved to Florida and they got all jacked out there. So I don't know, that's probably why.
When you look at the evolution of bodybuilding, with how much it's advanced and how much bigger these people get nowadays, it's insane what they can do.
Yep.
Oh fuck yeah, they make Arnold Schwarzenegger look like nothing compared to
Yeah, like
the prime bodybuilding back then.
dude, I knew a kid
five.
who was 17 years old, bench press. This is 30 years ago. All right, this is when I was in high school. Bench press 500 pounds. Now you tell me what he was taking. Bench press 500. He was 17 years old. And he was about 5'10", good 220 pounds at the age of 17.
Damn.
Yeah, some fools are kind of. Our tailback at our high school. He was doing something like that, like 450, running full sprints, and everybody in their family played football, so they probably already knew how to twist the system, get themselves into the limelight and all that.
In all my bench pressing days, I never reached 500 pounds. never,
That's
not even close.
retarded.
Yeah, and this kid at 17 was doing that. Okay, 17. The most I ever did, the most was close to 400 pounds. Close to it. I think it was like 380.
That's retarded too.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty. But I'm a full-grown
You're
man.
much bigger, yeah.
Yeah, I'm much bigger than that kid was. In height, not in weight, because he was, like I said, he was about 5'10", 220. When I did 380, I was probably 210, 215, somewhere around there.
Yeah, but these bodybuilders today, they'll be like 5'9", 260
Mhm.
pounds.
Yeah, 5'8",
Shit,
5'7", even.
Hmm.
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Cutler, what's his name? James.
You guys should go to like a
Bigger.
UFC football combine and like see how they get tested on their bench press and squats and sprints. Like some dudes that are gotta be on something, bro, because way too explosively fast and strong at the same time.
Man, those people are gonna destroy their bodies.
Absolutely.
But hey, maybe they'll make a lot of money in the meantime.
Yeah, that's what
Most
I
of
mean,
them
that's the
won't.
gamble, right?
That's the thing about steroids. It's like, look, these or whatever they're doing. These guys are doing it to themselves. Let them be. You know, they're
They're
not hurting
borrowing
anybody.
against their future. You know, it's like you're taking the life force from your future
Mm-hmm.
and using it right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a gamble.
it's messed
Well,
up.
not a gamble. It's a sacrifice in a way. You make
Yeah,
money now,
exactly.
and then you pay the consequences later on in your life.
Anyway, I gotta bounce, so
All right,
it's cool
man.
chilling. Nice talking to you all. Shout out to all the peeps
Haters.
in the chat and all the weirdos.
All right, man. All right, I'm gonna end it then. I think we did enough
All
here.
right, guys. Peace.
All right, take care, guys. We'll see you next
All right, man.
time.
All right.
Everybody in the
Peace.
chat, thank you for coming. We'll announce when we're gonna do another second Renaissance. For sure on Thursday there's another boxing show, so stay tuned and stay safe. See you guys.
And our all Americans, all they're doing is crying and confessing and complaining. A bunch of fucking pussies. Fuck them.
Fucking quiz!
Fuck them.